Back to throw with some time. Waits. Goes to the back of the end zone. Got a man open. It is caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Geno Richardson, the freshman, hauls it in. And the Wildcats can open up a 2-score lead.
Yes. Richardson on a crossing route in the back of the end zone. Noah Fifita drops an absolute dime in the back of the end zone, and Arizona again rips that momentum right away from Cincinnati.
Noah Fifita has been as sharp. Well, he's been sharp for 5 games now.
Yeah.
Doing it again here today.
He's been razor sharp today.
Second touchdown of the season for the freshman, and Noah Fifita has just set the school record for career touchdown passes. That was number 68 for Noah.
And away we go. College football 2026. Arizona football met the media today. In fact, they are just wrapping up down there at the Davis Center. I had to get out of there a little bit early to get back here and do the show. Our guy Dragon Ball left him down there to kind of finish things up with the defensive players. Had a chance to hear from the head coach, Brent Brennan, earlier. If you missed that, we carried that press conference live around 11:30 this morning. Well, we got a lot to get to, of course, so I may try to replay some of that for you here today so you can hear a little bit about what Coach Brennan had to say. Fiery, as always, as he starts year 3. A lot of excitement around this Arizona football team with, of course, a veteran quarterback coming back and Noah Fifita and most of at least the assembled members of the football media in Texas voting to put the Wildcats as the tie for third place team in the conference, which means they've got a shot. If you're going to be picked to finish that high, that means that you should have a shot to win this conference, and that's all you can ask for going into any football season. So here we are. Practice starts tomorrow. The fellows are here. We got to see about maybe 14 guys today, between about 7 on each side of the ball, and they're all looking good. They're looking worked out, as I like to say, pumped up by this strength and conditioning staff, Corbin Carroll and his guys, and Noah as calm as ever leading the group, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to kind of watch it unfold over these next 19 practices leading into the first game against NAU, and seeing what this team has to hold. And I think last year we weren't sure, coming off a 4-win season, what the offense was going to look like with a new offensive coordinator. And the defense came out and just took control of fall camp from day number 1 and led the way for this team and continued that into the regular season. I mean, amassing the amount of takeaways, that we haven't seen around these parts in quite some time. And I think that's going to be one of the big questions this year. You had a lot of veteran guys on that defense, a lot of leaders, a lot of guys that we've become accustomed to seeing, and your Dalton Johnsons and your Traden Stukes and the like leading that team back there, and you're going to have to develop some new leaders this year. Now that mantle's going to fall to, like we've heard, Mr. Redline. Trey Smith is going to have to be one of those leaders now. And people that know Trey Smith will tell you he's always been a leader, but of course we didn't really know him. I mean, we're starting just now to get to know him. I believe this is his third year, I believe, in the program. So we're ready to obviously see him lead from that position of being Mr. Redline. I asked Brent Brennan today about that, that's a heavy load. That's a heavy load to bestow on one player. I want to know if are we going to bestow somebody every year as Mr. Redline? We used to hand out the number 1 jersey. That was during I've talked all the time about each coaching staff has their thing, whatever that is. What was see how quickly we forget. What was Jed's thing? What was his mantra? I can't remember what it was. It was just that long ago. But yeah, every coach has their thing. With Adia, it was what was Adia Barnes' thing? Okay, made for it. Made for it was kind of her thing, and Sean Miller's thing when he was here, a players program. Every coach has their mantra, and red line is Brent Brennan's. They did away. We had the number 1 jersey. They don't do that anymore. So I kind of think, we might have to have a Mr. Red Line every year. Maybe I kind of put that in Brent's ear today. Hey, let's do that. Let's make that a thing. If the players, and then again, make that a player run thing, because the players were the ones in the spring that said, yeah, it wasn't a coach that said Trey Smith was Mr. Red Line. That was the players that said that. Maybe that's how it should be. This guy, he is what Red Line is all about. Now, you'd like the entire 105 to be what Red Line is all about. If you could get like 105 guys to be all Red Line, that would be all. Then you got something. Then you got something going here with this program. But if there's 1 or 2 guys that most epitomize that, and we wanted to bestow that honor on them, like a number 1 jersey, then I'm fine with that. I like monikers. Y'all know that. I like those types of monikers. So I'm very cool if we want to bestow that on a different player every year. But like Brent said, that's got to be earned. That's an earned thing, and as it should be, an earned thing with Red Line. So here we go. Are you ready? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Let's get the practices going. I love talking to the guys and all that, but let's see what we got. I can't wait to get out there in the hot at 9:45 in the morning on Wednesday and see the pads start crunching, because that is what football is all about. Whew. Yeah, good time out there today. I was sitting on my couch last night. And this is year 19. Year 19 for me. 19th season I've covered Arizona football. And I was sitting on my couch last night, and I looked over at my wife, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready yet. I was like, I would like another week or 2 of vacation. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. And then she went to bed, and I got into the film. Man, I started watching film. That's what gets me going. What gets me going is watching film. I was actually clearing off my phone because I'm very bad at clearing off my phone. So I literally have like mounds of tape still on my phone from last year. So I was actually cleaning off my phone, but I was going through. I said, well, I'm going to go through the football tape and just kind of, and I was watching plays, and I was going back and watching routes and that kind of. I probably spent 2 hours going through all the game tape that I had on my phone from last year, just rewatching stuff and getting acclimated again to some of the guys we're going to see, like Chris Hunter, like Trace Spivey, like Trace Smith, like Tay Brown, those guys, and how they were moving last year, so I can kind of identify what might be different this year when we get a chance to see them. But once I start watching tape, then I start getting back into that mindset of football. It's like, yeah, okay, I think I'm ready to go now. I got a chance to watch some film. That's what gets me going. So I'm ready to go. Ready to go for the first day tomorrow. J-Dub, are you ready to go?
Well, I was watching season 2 of Severance last night, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know tell me what Severance is. I'm not a Netflix person.
I don't think this show is long enough.
Or what?
The show's not long enough, honestly.
Okay.
It's about people who separate their work personality from their home personality type of thing.
Is
the basic premise. Yeah.
Is it a horror show? Like you're separating personality?
In parts, yes. It's very horrific, yes. Okay. But it's not a horror show, no.
Oh, okay.
Ben Stiller is the writer, creator, director, yeah.
My wife last night asked me if I wanted to go see Odyssey. I guess that's the new movie out. I was like,
Christopher Nolan.
I was like, do I want to go see Odyssey? She said, well, it's 3 hours long. I said, well, she's like, you want to go Friday night? And I was like, I got practice Friday night.
Yeah. I mean, I've been a fan of Christopher Nolan since his first movie, which was Memento, which is a movie from like the early 90s where the whole movie's backwards. It starts at the end and ends at the start. He's a great director.
All right. Well, I'll have to see. Are you planning to go see it, or have you?
Yeah,
seen
no,
it?
For sure. Paige just started school back up, so timing hasn't been quite right. It's been a couple weeks since it's been out, but we definitely will go to the Roadhouse and check it out here when our schedules permit.
There you go. Free plug for the Roadhouse. A great place to relax, watch movies, and have a nice thing to eat and maybe a beverage.
I just would rather
or
have a
two.
margarita and, probably more likely an IPA. She'll have a margarita and a comfy chair.
There you go. There you go. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Okay, we are going to hear today. I mentioned we'll try to get you maybe some Brennan. Lyle Moivau is the new running backs coach for the Arizona Wildcats. Took over for Alonzo Carter, who is on the road and went to Sacramento State to be the head coach up there. We'll be keeping an eye on Sac State. Now we got really two connections to the Sac State program because we got Alonzo Carter on the football side and we got Mike Bibby on the basketball side. So that might we might have to adopt Sacramento State as one of our programs.
Tucson North.
Yeah, Tucson North. I like that for sure. So we'll be keeping an eye on the Hornets. I've always thought, I remember when I was coming up in JC ball in California, doing JC games at the beginning of my career, and people talked about Sacramento State, and I think they were just kind of young in football at the time. And it's like, yeah, that could be a program someday. I mean, it's a good city. It's a good city here in California, and they've kind of been on the fringe of Division I for a number of years. Maybe now with Alonzo Carter, it's time for them to start to make some noise up there.
That's honestly like the only big city in California that I haven't spent time in or lived in. I lived in San Francisco. My dad's from LA, from Glendale, and my sister's been out there for 35 years. So I'm very familiar with both Southern, and my uncle was in Encinitas and Del Mar, like that whole area just north of San Diego forever. But yeah, Sacramento is just one of those cities I just never spent a lot of time around that area.
Did I tell you about the time I spent St. Patrick's Day there after the Wildcats got eliminated by Princeton?
No, but based on your other stories, I'm assuming you were stuck there.
Stuck there would be the exact way to put that. Exact way to put that. Everybody started booking their flights out, and I couldn't get a flight out on Friday after the Princeton Tigers unceremoniously kept Tommy Lloyd for the only time they've kept him from the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. So I got to spend St. Patrick's Day in Sacramento, tooling around old Sacramento, which I'll tell you, I will take 10 times over. I will take St. Patrick's Day in Sacramento over New Year's Eve in Shreveport.
Someday you're going to write a book about getting stuck after sporting events in various towns around the country.
Oh, I can't. And part of that story will be getting locked into Chaparral High School, covering high school athletics. I don't know if I've told you that story. Getting locked into Chaparral, like they just left. I was sitting in an area that I thought I was very visible in kind of the courtyard, working on my TV highlights, and then I looked up and I thought I saw a guy that was still there, and I went to try to leave, and everything was locked. I couldn't get out. So I literally had to I literally found this fence that I was able to scale. It was kind of a wall next to a gate. And so there was just enough room under the gate that I was able to slide my equipment underneath it, but I couldn't get underneath the gate myself. So I had to scale this wall, this kind of concrete wall by the gate to get out of Chaparral High School.
So you did a Spider-Man impression.
Something like, and I've heard that's made a lot of money.
Spider-Man also came out this weekend and made $1 billion DK in 3 days. 4 days. Yeah.
$1 billion? Is Spider-Man that popular?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a long story
is
but
Marvel?
it's not even so much
as Marvel.
Yes. So it's not a singular movie as much as a bunch of stories intertwined. So, yeah.
Okay. I went and saw Superman a couple years ago, but that was only because they filmed it in Cleveland.
Right.
I mean, if it had not been filmed in Cleveland, I don't know that I would have gone and seen that.
Not a great movie.
No. You didn't like Superman, this last one?
No, not a great movie. I mean, there were parts of it that were good, but yeah. The part where they fought on the field at Progressive Field, the baseball stadium, I thought that was really cool. I bet you did.
I did. All right, so Lyle Moivau, we'll hear from him. Joe Salavea, we'll hear from him. Noah Fafita, we'll let you hear from him. Interesting Noah Fafita story about, so he obviously, after the season in which they went 4-8, and he was deciding on whether or not he wanted to come back again, he tells a story about one of the reasons he made that decision to return to Tucson. So he's chosen I mean, how many times is it now? I guess he has to choose
3, right?
Now, 3 officially, but I
Yeah.
guess nowadays you got to choose your school every
yeah.
year.
I'm sure
Exactly.
this past season he was
Right.
heavily recruited by other programs around the country.
Yeah. So we got him. We got Dash. Little brother Dash is on the team today. We got 2 Spiveys on the team. Talked to Trey Spivey today about having his little brother here with him as well. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool when you start to get these a couple, like I think those are the only 2 brothers on the team. But that's never a bad thing when you got some siblings hanging out.
And by the way, DK, before we go to break, Kelsey Plum and also Brandon Fott did some things yesterday as well.
Yes, they did. Brandon Fott continues to do some things for the Diamondbacks, who are back to 7 over 500. I told you. Now you get to 7. You can get to 7. You can get to 10. You get to 10, you might be able to get to 12, and then you're the number 1 wild card.
It was great on the broadcast. They're like, disregard the first half of the season and his time he got sent down and his relief appearances, and just focus on the last 5 games, and he has been nails.
He's been nails for sure. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. Want to hear from you as well. How excited are you for the start of college football here in Southern Arizona? Cricket is back.
I'm excited about that.
Oh, my gosh, yes. We have cricket back. It seems like we don't even know who we are without cricket in our midst. So looking forward to seeing her smiling face and hearing her talk, which she will do now, getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s for traffic and weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center, here's your traffic and weather together. Slowdowns, Ajo and Mission and Ajo Way, and also a stalled vehicle reported. Crashed in Sarita, Rancho Sarita Boulevard, south of Pima Mine Road. You might still see repair crews on site. Grant Road, east of Country Club, due to an earlier vehicle into a pole. 80 the overnight low, 100 tomorrow, and 103 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Summer should be fun, not expensive. That's why, for a limited time, Wendy's is serving up small classic Frosty treats for just $1. Celebrate $1 Frosty Summer with a hot deal on a cool treat. Get it while it's hot. Or, cold. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
The monsoons are here, and so are all the pests. Let Weedco take care of all your pests. They're locally owned, locally operated, and locally trusted to stop pests, termites, rodents, mosquitoes, and weeds. Let Weedco be your shield this monsoon season. Visit weedco.services today.
PJ Glasser here to help you beat the books in Westwood One Sports. The top 25 preseason coaches poll is out in college football, and Ohio State is the #1 team in the country. The Buckeyes once again have a loaded roster this season, led by quarterback Julian Sayin and wide receiver Jeremiah Smith. With road trips to Texas and Indiana and home games against Oregon and Michigan, the schedule is very difficult. I think the Buckeyes to miss the playoff at plus 250 is worth a look. I'm PJ Glasser. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Baylor showing pressure. Fafita will hand it off. There goes Risano up the middle. Ken Risano into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Now, Arizona closes the door on that one right up the gut again. Risano untouched into the end zone. A cavernous hole. Arizona takes it over.
It's a hat trick today for Ken Risano.
Everybody knows his name now. Kedrick Risano. Remember, Riscano, I think it was, for half of the first year he was here 2 years ago. I think I called him Kedrick a couple times. Everybody knows Kedrick Risano now as he enters his third season, his senior season with the Wildcats. Again, a guy that's, he's had some solid time here. Scored 9 touchdowns last year, ran for just under 400 yards, has been kind of in that 350, 400 range the first 2 years. Looking to see maybe if he can add on to that, maybe become 600-700 yard back. Interesting. One of the things we're going to talk to Lau Moy. You're going to hear from Lau Moyval here in a minute, just about and Coach talked about it today as well. It's just that the days of one dominant running back are over. It's like you look at the numbers and you think, man, he only ran for like 400 yards. But that's kind of where we are now in college football. You're not going to have the days of. And I look the days of Kadeem Carey running for 1,200 yards in one season. I just don't think you're going to see that very much anymore in college.
What about professional football in the South?
Yeah, maybe Kedrick Risano can someday attain to a level that we have gotten our very own Bijan Robinson to, who got extremely paid today. Extremely paid. I've been on campus all day, so I'm just learning of this news here that the Falcons have extended Bijan Robinson 3 years with a maximum value contract of $75 million, including $51 million in guaranteed money, the highest ever for a running back in pro football. Bijan Robinson, now the highest paid running back ever in pro football out of South Point Catholic High School.
22 and a quarter per.
Yeah, that's getting your dollars. What did you say? When are they going to rename it? No disrespect to Ed Doherty, but Bijan Robinson Field at Ed Doherty Stadium.
Well,
when's that going to happen?
You just know Bijan is such a man of the people and likes to give back and all those things. Everything he says. So you know, with that kind of payday, it's only a matter of time, DK, before Tucson and the kids of Tucson benefit from that. You know, he's going to give back to where he comes from.
Absolutely. Tremendously happy for that young man. Right there, and I go back. It's funny because I kind of mentioned Kadeem Carey, and I've told a number of people I still think that Kadeem, to me, in terms of what I saw, Kadeem was maybe a better running back coming out of high school than Bijan Robinson, but that was really more of a pure speed type of thing for Kadeem. I think what you get, and I think this goes back a lot to people want to poo-poo 7-on-7 and all that. But I think what you get in Bijan Robinson, and the reason he's getting paid, is just because of the all-around player that he is, his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. And a lot of that comes from these summertime activities where you get into these passing camps and 7-on-7, and everybody's got to go out there and catch the football. And you can be a great runner, but if you can't catch the rock as well as run the rock, then you're not going to be able to elevate yourself to the top levels of football. And we have seen now Bijan Robinson do that in his short career.
Come on, one of the best runners of the ball and one of the best catchers out of the backfield. But how about the culture aspect of that, too? I mean, one of the best locker room guys, too. Those are the kind of guys who get paid.
Absolutely. Those are the guys you want to have in Atlanta for his entire career. And the only other place he'll ever play is in Canton, Ohio, at the end of it. Like our guy Larry Fitzgerald will be playing on the field in Canton this weekend when he is inducted into the Hall of Fame. All right, let's talk running backs. Lyle Moival, got a chance to chat with him. He is the running backs coach. One of the things he talked about was the possibility, and we've been talking about it the last few days, of Ishmael Mahdi possibly being back in the picture now with the 5 for 5. He talks a little bit about that and a whole lot more Media Day today out at the complex, the Davis Complex on campus.
So to me, it's like if you got a 4-headed monster compared to a 3-headed monster like last year, I mean, you're just that much more confident rolling into it. And then it's just a matter of kind of stringing along the reps of practicing and getting those guys ready for game day.
So like you said, there still needs to be a few steps for Mahdi to get back into that mix. How have guys like Ked and Quincy, how have they stepped up as leaders in your room?
I think they've really accepted the challenge that I gave them before spring ball, which was becoming more of a player coach. Can you help Antoine, the newcomer? Can you help Wesley and Korn, the young guys, as well as Anthony Wilhite, pushing all of these guys while you're not taking a physical rep? How can you get them to execute the way that you would have wanted last year during the season? And I think they really found their voice in that regard, which was awesome because it's not a big crowd. Sometimes being a leader in those big rooms as a quarterback, per se, like Noah, can be a little intimidating at times. So I think it was a good challenge for them to kind of do it within our small numbers of our position group, which then you could see during summer workouts, their voice started to expand outside of the room. And that's kind of the steps that we're taking that I noticed and observed and appreciated. But I look forward to that continuing now as we get into fall camp and into the season.
Do you have a favorite Noah Fifita story?
Man, there's so many, and I heard you ask Coach Brennan too. Yeah, actually, so the first, you kind of got a glimpse of Coach Brennan's story about him deciding to stay the first time, but the decision to stay the second time when Daggy got hired, it was interesting. He came back from, he took a family trip out to New York just to kind of clear his mind before making his decision. And, he came back and told me, he came to my office and closed the door. And so we sat there and talked, and he shared the story of how he went to New York with, his brother and his girlfriend at the time, and Issei and a few other people. And they just kind of walked around New York and had fun and got their mind away from football and all that stuff. And he said, he was still kind of everyone in Tucson was trying to figure out, including us, what's his decision? What's his decision? And he told me the story of how he came to his decision. He said he went into a church with his girlfriend at the time, and they were looking for answers just like anybody would. He turned into his religious background, which is awesome. And so he went in there, said a few prayers, this, that, and the other. And I guess as they were walking out, there were a few plaques with pictures on the wall of people and families of the church and longtime members. And he looked at one in particular, and it said, I forgot what the first name was, but the last name was Brennan. And so him being who he is, he's like, that's it. Like, that's it. I'm coming back. But actually, to be more specific about the story, now that I think about it, there was like a candle in this old church that lit up all of these plaques and names, and one of them was brighter than the others. I think a few of them were even out. And so he went over to this one where it was lit up with this candle that was flickering, and looked at the name. The last name was Brennan. And so I think that was one of the parts of his story that I was always remembering. I'm like, man, good for you. We could have said whatever, like, man, who knows? He could have he went to Carl's Jr. and ran into somebody with the last name Brennan. I don't know. But hey, I'm glad it was Brennan and nothing else. Let's just say that. So we kind of laughed about it, and then he made his announcement a few days later and whatnot. So yeah, that was just one of the few stories. But that guy, man, I look forward to creating many more stories with that kid, just because, as bittersweet as it is, the time is limited, not just for him as a player, but and there's a lot of times you hear from Coach Brennan, Coach Deggy, and everyone else. He's a way better person than he is an athlete, which says a lot to who he is as a person. And just enjoying this last year with him, and creating as many of those stories as possible.
Obviously, he's not in your room, but you said like he came in to talk to you. When did that relationship become closer for you guys, and how is that built?
The first year, the 2024 season, I was with the quarterbacks, and Dino, our offensive coordinator at the time. So we kind of built a connection that first season when I was here, and then ever since then, if you're connected with Noah and you build trust with that guy, that lasts forever. And so I think it's just one of those things where we kind of built that relationship and that connection early on, and just continue to build it to this day.
It said in the spring, in terms of Quincy, that you wanted to see that leadership, that player coach type leadership that you were speaking with. Is that hard for a lot of these junior transfers that come in to really make that jump so quickly into a new program? Does it take a while for them to get their feet down on the ground and get the trust where whatever they're saying is worthy to the guys below them?
Yeah, I definitely think, especially like you said, those guys that come in the portal in their later years. I think the number one thing for those guys to establish leadership is to just get the work done. Go in here, work out with the guys, show up on time. And it's not so much as words that you're speaking as much as it is the work that you're putting in that guys see. I think before you build a voice, you've got to create a sense of trust within those guys around you. And that doesn't come through what you say, it comes by what you do. And I think Quincy really did that. He jumped on it right off the back of joining the program last year in the spring and just getting to work. He wasn't worried about establishing a name for himself with what he was saying. He was like, no, I came here to work, and I came here to earn mine. And I think by doing that, people have, given him a lot of respect.
We saw the power from Wesley last year in the times that we got him out there. What's the next kind of step for him as he continues to grow?
I think it's just a matter of being out there and being a force every Saturday. I think that's the next step. I believe, Wes has a lot of confidence, rightfully so. He's putting in a lot of good work this offseason and really taking strides, not just in the weight room, but also just around the building as well as on the field. And so now it's just a matter of being consistent and that dominant force every week, so that way when your number is called, there's no doubt in anyone's mind, oh, there goes Wes, and we're in good hands.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously Madi. Is that a done deal? Is he definitely coming back? Where do we?
I'm not sure right now. There's a few other things that are kind of above me that are still being decided. I know there's a few other, things going on around the country with some of that stuff, as you would expect. So as of right now, I couldn't really tell you.
Coach said that, that's a guy you would want to have back if an opportunity came along.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think I would definitely want him back. I know a lot of the guys in the building, our coaches, support staff. I mean, anytime you get support staff that's excited about another guy getting the fifth year, that says a lot to who he is as a character, his character and how he treats people around the building, how he makes people feel around the building, which is important to us. Thank you.
All right, that was Lau Moival, the running backs coach, the new running backs coach for your Arizona Wildcats, talking a little bit about Noah Fifita and going into the church in New York and turning around and seeing the reef that said Brennan family and kind of using that as maybe as a sign that Tucson was the place that he was supposed to be. I thought it was funny. Lau said, yeah, it could have been Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
Or any place like that. But great story. Well, you'll hear a little bit more from Noah Fifita on that as well coming up later. That trip that he took to New York with his family and a couple of years ago.
By the way, that rushing sound that you guys are hearing right now, that's Cody Campbell paying everybody he knows to put McGuire on all of the candles in every single church in every big town in America. So that will never happen again.
Right. There you go. There you go. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. So you heard him also talk a little bit about the possibility that Ishmael Mahdi could be back. I think that's going to happen, at least the way that it sounded from talking to a number of people that were at the media day today, and again, a guy that is a perfect placement in that locker room. I mean, there's no better guy, and that's what you got to like about these guys. I mean, not only did they win last year, but there's a bunch of good dudes. I mean, we've covered some teams here at the University of Arizona where, the guys were not always, what I would categorize as good guys that you want to cover, but to a man, I can't think of very many guys in this locker room that I would say, yeah, man, I don't really like him, or he rubs me the wrong way. I don't know that there's many guys like that at all on this Arizona team right now.
That culture's, all about Brent Brennan. He talks a lot about Coach Tomey and that family. But think about those four guys that came from California 4 years ago, right? And the fact that they stayed. You've talked about Noah, but it's not just Noah. It's all of them, right? Deciding to come back. And why'd they come back? Because it's, the look, the amazing, wearing the block A on your chest gets you so much respect around the country. Not necessarily, DK. It's because they wanted to build their own legacy and help create a culture here, and they believed in what Coach Brennan was building. And so that locker room, when your leaders in your locker room are like that, are carrying people's bags off the plane and all these stories we hear, it's really easy to attract similar-minded players who are all about it for the right reasons and trying to make a name for themselves and don't need a leg up. And they're trying to make their own legacy here in Tucson.
Now, talk to our guy, Glenn Howard. He'll tell you that might not necessarily be a good thing because every team needs a few knuckleheads.
Jerks, yeah.
Exactly. Needs a few knuckleheads out there.
So
we'll see. We'll try. I'll do my best to try to identify those guys for you as well.
Counterpoint: you can be a knucklehead jerk on the field and still be a kind person off the field.
That's true. That is absolutely true. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Slowdowns on Alvernon at Grant Road. Some busy travel. Swan and Grant. Also, Grant Road east of Country Club. Expect some repair crews on site there. Had an earlier vehicle into a pole. We've got 80 as the overnight low, 100 tomorrow, and 103 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Summer should be fun, not expensive. That's why, for a limited time, Wendy's is serving up small plastic Frosty treats for just $1. Celebrate $1 Frosty Summer with a hot deal on a cool treat. Get it while it's hot. Or, cold. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Do you need your home repiped?
Having trouble with your water heater? Leaking toilet? Have you ever thought about an instant recorded seweroscopy? Then call Economy Plumbing Service at 885-3510. Because if water goes through it or to it, we do it. Economy Plumbing, 885-3510.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. Falcons running back Bijan Robinson is now the highest paid running back in NFL history. Robinson signed a new 3-year deal worth $75 million with 51 guaranteed. Robinson and the Falcons look to make the playoffs this year in year 1 with new head coach Kevin Stefanski. I'm Chris Black.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 1 free set of Brake Best Select brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select brake rotors. Or get 1 free set of Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct professional grade brake pads when you buy 2 matching professional grade brake rotors. Restrictions apply. Get details from the parts professionals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams, Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at DripDrop.com and use promo code Radio20 for 20% off your first order. That's DripDrop.com, promo code Radio20 for 20% off your first order. Head to DripDrop.com now and use promo code Radio20.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Here's a chance for you to double your money with a sweet deal from Jimmy's Pita and Poke. You can get a $50 gift certificate and you pay just $25.
Your summer just got better with some exciting news. Jimmy's Pita and Poke has opened up a 3rd location on the east side at 6540 East Tankerverde Road, right across from Golf and Stuff. Since 2017, they've been all about fresh, flavorful, and healthy options, serving up the best poke and sushi bowls, delicious pitas, hot rice bowls, and fresh salads. Their passion for fresh ingredients and homemade citrus-infused sauces means every bite is packed with goodness. Whether you're eating in, picking up, or getting delivery, they got you covered with wholesome meals that fit any diet. Why settle for less? Check out their full menu at jimmyspitaandpoke.com. Then come taste what fresh really means at any one of their 3 locations, including the new one at 6540 East Tankerverde Road.
And this Jimmy's Pita and Poke sweet deal goes on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right, one of the top stories today is Tucson's own Bijan Robinson, running back for the Atlanta Falcons, agreeing to a contract extension valued at a maximum of $75 million over 3 years. It brings to an end. So I guess this is the new term now. I've heard this a number of times. Hold in. It used to be hold out. Like guys would hold out of training camp. Now they kind of come to training camp, but they don't necessarily do a whole lot.
You know what I know?
Holding in.
You know what I know about sports writers, DK? They love to make up new terms.
Right. I like monikers. Sports writers like new terms, right? So apparently he was holding in, but he became the highest paid running back today in NFL history. $51 million guaranteed, $37 million of that coming in a signing bonus. He was the 8th round pick in 2023, so this will be his 4th season in the National Football League. Already he has close to 2,300 total yards. This was last year, 2,300 total yards last year, 11 touchdowns. First team All-Pro, so his first, I think that was the first time he was named first team All-Pro. My rule on that, 3 first team All-Pros, 5 Pro Bowls, and that solidifies you to be able to retire in Canton, Ohio. He's gotten the first of those 3 All-Pro nods last year. 34 total touchdowns in his career so far.
Speaking of Canton, what if I told you that Barry Sanders made $33 million in his 10-year career?
Exactly, right? Yeah, it's like we were talking today over at the Davis Center. It's a different game now. It's a different game. We're in a different place than we were just 10, 15 years ago for sure. Now, we have not yet heard from Bijan. I don't know if he spoke today. We did hear from the Falcons' new coach. That is Kevin Stefanski. Here's what Kevin Stefanski had to say about Bijan Robinson getting his pocketbook.
In pads. I know you guys saw the news on Bijan. Obviously, very excited for him, excited for us. It's, just knew throughout this whole process that it would be a process and felt good about where we were. But you guys, I think everybody understands how we feel about Bijan the person, Bijan the player. But with that, I'll take any questions.
What has your communication been with Bijan? Because to the naked eye, it seems like it's been pretty amicable, even though he's been holding it.
Very amicable. I mean, I know what he's about. He knows what we're about. So very amicable.
Is it easy to want to spend as much as you guys did when it's him and he carries himself how he does and he operates how he does, to invest and say, we want you to really lead us?
I would say I don't get very involved at all with contracts. In my role, I can explain how we're going to utilize a player, who he is. Certainly, Ian and Matt do an excellent job, and Ian, Matt, and crew do an excellent job in looking at all those type of things when ascertaining how you're going to go about these type of deals.
just him as a guy. When it's him, and he works so hard, and he carries himself so well, and he leads, and he's just himself. I mean, it's got to be easier to say, hey, I want you to really be the face here. I want you to lead us because it's him, and you know that he can really handle it well. I would imagine.
Yes, and again, I'd point out. I think you have to do that in every type of deal. You talk about those people, and look at the deals that we've been fortunate enough to be a part of in this last month or 2 months, and it's all guys that we believe in, all guys that fit who we are.
To that point, when you're talking about the other moves as well, the Kyles, the Drakes, the Matthew Bergeron that just happened to, collectively, when you think back to when you and Ian first got in here, how much was that the top priority of keeping those guys in the locker room for a longer haul?
Certainly. I think you have those discussions, you talk about a plan, and you have to see how it all shakes out. I think so much of what Ian and Matt and crew are doing right now is making decisions based on what's in front of us and what makes sense for us in the short term, us in the long term. So, yes, every team goes into a offseason with a roadmap, and everybody has a plan and a blueprint, if you will. But you also have to be ready to pivot in those moments as well. So I give credit to our group and everybody understanding what's important to us in the short term and the long term.
All right, that was Kevin Stefanski, the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, the former head coach of my Cleveland Browns in his first season, talking about Bijan Robinson getting his contract done. So now here's kind of how the I mentioned he was, quote, holding in. Basically, Bijan was active in minicamp, and he was there at mandatory workouts this offseason. But since training camp started, he'd been attending daily sessions, but idling on the sideline while the Falcons worked on that contract. So he had been there, but he had not been practicing. And again, I mean, I don't even know if Bijan probably, the way things go now, Bijan won't play in any preseason games, doesn't need to play in any preseason games. And so nothing to be concerned about as far as that's concerned. But that kind of gives you an indication now of what holding in is all about. I'm here, I'm going through the meetings, I'm out there supporting my teammates, but I'm not practicing until we get the contractual part.
It just reminds me of a certain running back from Seattle, right?
Yeah, I'm just here because I won't get fined.
Yeah, so Bijan showed up Lynch, so that he wouldn't get those daily fines you get by holding in. You're there, and your presence is there in camp, but you're not practicing until your contract gets done.
Yep. Bijan was already signed for the 2026 season, so the Falcons picked up his fifth-year option for $11 million in 2027 before that agreement on Tuesday. So all of that is erased now, and the new deal goes into place. So congratulations to Bijan Robinson. He'll be the main guy now there. He was partnered with Tyler Algier for the first 3 seasons of his career, but Tyler Algier is now out here with us in the desert with the Arizona Cardinals, and so it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch that young man continue to grow there. Hopefully they'll get their quarterback situation figured out, because as good as Bijan is, they're probably not winning a whole lot until they get the right quarterback, whether that's Tua Tagovailoa, whether that's the kid from Washington. They got to figure out the quarterback piece so that they can get rolling over there. But Robinson is the latest. They've been signing a lot since Matt Ryan got there, took over in January, the former quarterback of the Falcons, and he's the new team president, and they've been trying to lock up their core pieces. They'd already gotten deals with Drake London, the wide receiver we saw at USC for a number of years. They'd already gotten a deal with Kyle Pitts, their talented tight end. They signed their guard, Matthew Bergeron, all got 3-year extensions in the offseason. So this was the natural next step to lock up the best running back, or at least the guy AP says is the best running back in pro football. Tucson's Bijan Robinson, and he is now long-term in Atlanta. So congratulations to Bijan. Congratulations to his family. Congratulations to all of those people. I mean, again, this is kind of cool, because there's a lot of people here in Southern Arizona that had a hand in that young man getting to this day. When you talk about Dennis Benet, and all the coaches over at South Point Catholic that he worked with throughout the years. All the coaches that with the Tucson Falcons and in youth football here in Southern Arizona. Real cool because all of those people played a part in where Bijan Robinson is today.
And Bijan Robinson is giving back, DK, through representation because all those coaches you mentioned can say the highest paid running back in NFL history came from Tucson, and that could be you too if you work hard enough.
There you go. Put in the work. That's what could be awaiting you on the other side. So congratulations to all of those coaches here in Southern. If you were one of those coaches, I want to hear from you today. This is a celebration of you as well at 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. If you had even a minuscule hand in the success of that young man, Bijan Robinson, I'd love to hear from you today about how happy you are that he has been able to achieve something that no other player has ever achieved in the National Football League. Great stuff there. DK on the Sports Tip, much more coming up for you. We'll hear from the quarterback coming up as well today. Sharita Stubbs is going to join us on the show in the 5 o'clock hour. The women's volleyball coach here at the University of Arizona. We'll check in with Rita, get a sense of the team that she's got coming into 2026. You'll also hear from Joe Salavea, the outstanding Arizona defensive line coach and alum of the Wildcat football program. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With a collision reported at Cortero and Old Father and Cortero. And also we've got some slowdowns on the eastbound side of I-10. Slowdowns eastbound I-10 as you approach 6th Avenue as you approach Country Club. And also Grant Road is closed east of Country Club due to an earlier crash with a vehicle into a pole. There's a severe thunderstorm warning, a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 10 tonight for south central Arizona, 80 the low, 100 tomorrow, and 103 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Summer should be fun, not expensive. That's why, for a limited time, Wendy's is serving up small classic Frosty treats for just $1. Celebrate $1 Frosty Summer with a hot deal on a cool treat. Get it while it's hot. Or, cold. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Did you hear what we're talking about?
Gabe York is joining us. How many more years do you think you'll play?
I told myself the moment I can't dunk anymore, that'll probably be the last day. I'm 32 now, so I can still go between the legs.
DK on the Sports Tip, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. It's August already, the month we shift our attention away from potholes and road construction and back to school traffic. And our shorter backpack-toting neighbors jumping from the corner bus stop through crosswalks and towards those big yellow buses. So eyes up, cell phones down, and stay alert. This month at Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we're getting drivers like you ready with all kinds of specials to keep the wheels on your bus going round and round. Specials like free brake inspections and all the tire brands you trust at prices that beat the warehouse clubs and national chains. And Jack Furrier has the budget-friendly brands to Arizona-proof your daily commute and make your daily driving, stopping, starting, and swerving so much better. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by for savings all month long at any of our 14 award-winning locations. And let's remember to keep our eyes up, cell phones down, and get everyone where they need to go safely. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Ugh, no, not the sink. Not now. Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed.
Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a Neighborly company.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
In this market, you're either a follower or a leader. While followers settle for the average, Cumulus Digital gives leaders the edge, beating industry averages by 25%. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out the form, and take the lead.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 100 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. At UMGC, success is yours for the taking and the making, and nothing should keep you from it, especially not an application fee. Apply now and we'll waive your application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It was a fabulous debut for Kelsey Plum in a Phoenix Mercury uniform.
Shot clock at 5. Plum lets fly and hits. What a debut for Kelsey Plum.
She a hooper. Just to have a dog out there, she's an incredible player. To be able to have her at this point in the season, yes, it makes me very happy.
She knows how to score the ball. It just gave us a lot more space to operate, and it makes it really hard to key on one player. So I'm super happy to have her. 20 points in 20 minutes, that's crazy.
20 points, including that go-ahead three-pointer with 53 seconds left to go. Mercury were down 101-100. They scored the final 6 points of the game.
12-2 to end the game.
To win it 106-101 last night at the Wintrust Arena in suburban Chicago to start the 4-city 7-day road trip with a victory, their fourth win in 5 games. 20 points for Kelsey Plum, 30 for Kalia Copper, and Alyssa Thomas, just another triple-double. Her second triple-double of the season. 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 assists. Man, that's just what the doctor ordered. Let's hear some of what Kelsey did in those 20 minutes last night.
Your cue for Tyler Marsh, Kelsey Plum. There is her first points. and as a member of the Phoenix Mercury. Thomas to a cutting Kelsey Plum for the deuce.
This is the spacing that the Mercury were talking about.
Sky with 10 points in last minute and 50 seconds. Let's see if Plum can stop the bleeding, and she does.
They are trying to attack the basket, whatever that looks like.
Plum going as well, and Kelsey Plum gets the roll. Still perfect from the floor tonight. Plum on the turnaround, just too good, 17 and counting. And that was Kelsey Plum dishing it off to Alyssa Thomas, who hits the bucket and draws the contact. Shot clock at 5. Plum lets fly and hits! What a debut for Kelsey Plum!
Yes, indeed. Kelsey Plum acquired in the trade over the weekend from the Los Angeles Sparks in exchange for Monique Okoa-Makani, and that's what you expect. That's what you expect from an all-star to come in here. She's been a little ailing this year and coming back off an injury. Hadn't played in almost 2 months, but really looked like she had not missed a beat for the Mercury last night.
Yeah, I mean, if that's her not at full strength, DK.
Right?
I mean, she's on a bit of a minutes restriction, but the greatest thing about Kelsey Plum, and we know a lot about her because she played at Washington, right?
Yeah.
When Arizona was conference mates back in the old Pac-12 days. But the thing about Kelsey Plum that works so great with this unit for the Mercury, DK, is she has a really quick and confident release on her three. And that's first and foremost scary because in the modern basketball requires spacing, and you space the floor by having shooters and then people who can drive closeouts. So if you're a good shooter and like she's a 3-level scorer, fearless going to the basket, really good at that little turnaround mid-range stuff. But you combine her with Kalia Copper and Alyssa Thomas, DK, not to mention some of the other threats on the court. Just those three alone, it spaces it so much more. Ka's going to have a lot more room to go to the rim. The open shots that Plum's going to get as a result of AT going freight training down the lane. I mean, it's just a perfect addition mid-season, as we mentioned yesterday on the show. Only the 5th time that an all-star level player was traded mid-season.
Yeah.
And as you couldn't pick a better person to match with that Mercury team. We all know their record's a little underwater, but I mean, the way that they looked really good last night. Again, it's going to come down to defense and turnovers. It was really getting stops down the stretch of that game that led to that win. They closed the game on a 12-2 run. But, you know, with her only playing 20 minutes last night, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare matchup for teams that have to guard any kind of action with those three on the court, because it is a super team of 3 all-star players who can all get their own and are all really willing passers. Alyssa Thomas might be the best passer currently in the WNBA, if not ever. So, yeah, it's a really great addition for the Mercury, and I imagine Nate Tibbetts is very happy with the way things worked in that first game.
And that was obviously off the bench, 3 for 5 from three-point land, 4 assists for Kelsey Plum last night. Duana Bonner also 14 points in 31 minutes to go along with 8 rebounds, as the Mercury now 12-19 on the season. Still a lot of work to do, but boy, a good start to what you hope is going to be a strong finish for that club.
My favorite stories are coming out of the behind-the-scenes stuff, where apparently Kalia Copper has just been skipping around the building all weekend long ever since that happened. Because again, you know, when the offense gets bogged down, so much extra attention has to go to Ka, and now she's just going to see a lot of more clean looks. And like you heard her say there in that little intro that we played, I mean, Kelsey Plum is a baller, and Kalia Copper is going to probably be the one that benefits most of having her on the court.
Let's hear more from Alyssa Thomas on the spacing that is created with Kelsey Plum in the lineup.
KP, she knows how to score the ball. We knew it would make a big difference for our team. It just gave us a lot more space to operate, and it makes it really hard to key on one player. So I'm super happy to have her. I mean, 20 points in 20 minutes, that's crazy.
Kalia Copper, 31 to lead the Mercury last night, 10 of 19 from the floor, 4 of 8 from 3, as the 2, Copper and Plum, combined for 51 of the Mercury's 106 points. Ka on Kelsey.
The competitive spirit, she a hooper. Just to have a dog out there alongside of us, I mean, it's just, she's an incredible player. To be able to have her at this point in the season, yes, it makes me very happy.
Phoenix had a couple of 9-0 runs in the first half, but their lead was only a point when Plum kind of started to get things going in the second quarter to spark another run that was for 11 zip to kind of begin to open things up for Phoenix. Nate Tibbetts, we heard from obviously Kelsey yesterday, and let's hear from Nate Tibbetts on this acquisition and what it means for his ball club.
It's going to open up a lot. Obviously, during trade deadline, you never really know for sure, what's on the table, or at least, I try to let Nick and the front office do their job, and, when he tells you stuff that may come true, you try not to get too excited and start watching film before it actually happens. So yesterday, I got an opportunity to just kind of watch some of her clips from LA, and just watching them play, it just felt like she was going to fit into some of the things that we did naturally. And the great thing about KP is she's played around great players, just her being in Vegas and the USA team, and obviously in LA. It's just a natural fit. She's super smart. She loves the game. And I think it's going to open up a lot. I don't think we're going to have to, we'll change and evolve a little bit as the season goes here. We're not going to have a lot of time the next 8 or 9 days, because games are going to come quick. So we're going to have to learn over video, but it was a great first game by her. I think there's a real level of respect from those three. They've spent time together, obviously, with USA. Ka's just been like a kid in a candy store the last 24 hours. She's so dang happy KP's here. It's neat. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why we've tried to go get KP the last couple off seasons. This is something that we thought that she would be a good fit next to these two, and obviously it's just the first game. I thought DB had some really big plays, and then Valu too. She gave us some great minutes, scored 11 points, and all that stuff adds up.
That was Nate Tibbetts, the head coach of your Phoenix Mercury, talking about the win last night, 106-101, the addition of Kelsey Plum. Interesting that's a player that they've been targeting and have been trying to add to this team. Sometimes you can't do it right away. It takes a while to maybe the pieces to fall into a place, a franchise to completely come apart like the Sparks have, to finally be able to get them to be serious on that phone call when you're saying, hey, what would it take for us to get Kelsey Plum from you?
Yeah, and I mean, it makes a ton of sense, because the ideal lineup in modern basketball is 3 players, DK, who can get their own at any level, but don't need it to be happy. So they're not looking to call their own number every time down the court. They're trying to make the right basketball play. I mean, go watch Alyssa Thomas play. Does she strike you as a selfish player?
No.
No. And neither is Kelsey Plum. So all 3 of them are all-star level leaders of teams, but they're all unselfish, team first, and great competitors. So It makes sense they would want to add who wouldn't want to add Kelsey Plum to your roster? But it makes sense from the Mercury's perspective that she might be that third piece. And no disrespect to Dwana Bonner, she's still around, she's great. But as far as your 3 in their prime superstars, adding Kelsey Plum to that lineup makes so much sense, because she's there to win, and she's not interested in, she doesn't need to get her own. She's just trying to make winning plays.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. I don't know. I have to see. I don't know if I usually I have a sweet deal for you. I have to see if I have a sweet deal for you this week. I do believe we've got something, so I'll tell you about that coming up, because I love to give you guys an opportunity to get fun things to do here in Southern Arizona every Friday at 8:30 a.m. All right, she's back. That's not the shot. Cricket is here. Cricket.
Hello.
Welcome back, Cricket. How you been?
Pretty good. How about you?
How was the basement?
The basement?
The underdeck.
Below deck.
Below deck.
Oh,
Exactly.
the basement. The basement.
The basement.
It's good.
Good?
Yeah.
You had a good, fun time off?
Yeah.
How was Shark Week? Tell us about. Was it a lot of sharks that you watched last week or no?
I learned that great whites are breaching in the coast off of California.
Wait, breaching?
They jump up out of the water.
Okay.
They usually do it just to hunt, like when they're hunting seals or I almost said mountain lions, sea lions.
Uh-huh.
I only thought they did it to hunt, but there was a whole special on that a lot of them are seen doing that off the coast of California, that they think that they're young juveniles that are practicing.
Aha.
And sometimes also great whites will breach out of the water to if they have a scratch. Or
if they have a
like an
scratch?
itch, or they're
Oh.
trying to dislodge like barnacles, or it's like a man, like look at how high I can
Showing
breach
off.
out of the water. Yeah, it's really fascinating. I just thought they breached just to eat because that takes a
Wow.
lot of energy, and that's just how animals.
So
just,
like Shark Week was very educational.
I
it
did
sounded
learn
like
there.
for
I
you.
did learn something this time.
Remember, like
Yeah.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, there's these people off the coast of South Africa, and it was either South Africa or Australia, but they used to drag behind the boat in the Great
Yeah.
White Area just to get them to breach because they had the camera back there to try to get those shots
Yes.
of them jumping up out of the water. It's
It's
amazing.
just beautiful. Like, it's just amazing how the power that must take. Big old jaws, and they're just beautiful. Amazing animals. I promise I'm going to probably die petting something I shouldn't.
Don't pet them because they're very rough.
Yeah, kind of
They're
really,
not soft.
but I still want to just just want to hug one.
Well, there you go. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That sounds like a fun.
How about you,
time
DK? You
to-
want to hug a great white shark?
Well, I swam with the sharks when I went on my honeymoon of 16 years ago.
You're crazy.
Down in Belize, but they were not great whites. They were.
Were
I
they
think they
babies?
were kind of like hammerheads or something.
Oh,
something
those are cool.
something very non-aggressive.
Like a nurse shark. The hammerheads are my favorite.
Yeah.
Hammerheads are my by
Yeah,
far
they-
favorite.
I don't know if I have video because I don't think GoPros existed back then. But I might have some pictures of me.
There's a bunch in Cabo, like south of Lovers Beach and whatever. They say there's more hammerheads out there than anywhere.
They're just amazing.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
cool.
get if you ever have an opportunity to swim with the sharks, I definitely think you should do that.
Oh, I would. I wouldn't even need to be invited. I feel like there's a shark. I'm going in.
My wife wanted no part of that. She's like,
Oh, she didn't do it?
She's like,
No.
I'm not going out there with that thing.
I'm not doing that. Well, she's kind of smart.
She was probably like, I'm surprised you going out there with that thing. I was like, well, I'm only going to be out here one time in my life probably, so I might as well enjoy as much as I can and do something I might not do.
You're lucky.
I'll go. I'm not going to eat the shark, but I'll go swim with it. I'll
Good.
let you because I don't do fish in
Oh,
terms
that's
of
right.
eating it, but I'm not going to eat it, but I'll go swim with it, and then they can cook it later for you.
Yeah. Ooh.
So yeah, we're lost without you, Cricket. We don't the show just kind of completely falls apart. We don't know what we're doing. We don't have as much fun when you're not here. So
I
we're
forgot what
we're
time I was supposed to be here.
We're so glad you're back.
I forgot how to
I hope
drive
I didn't
here.
I hope I didn't screw up your life with all my traffic changes.
No, well, there's so many, and we don't have a sponsor, and so everything's changed.
Yeah.
Like I leave for a week, and this is what happens.
There you go.
Man.
Yeah, DK just creates havoc with everything. Once everybody's gone, that's the best time to change stuff, right?
That's fair.
There you go. All right, Cricket's got quotes back. We haven't had a lot. We didn't really have Dragon Ball do quotes because we didn't want him stealing your thunder.
Oh, come on.
I think we
It's
let
in
him
a
do
bucket.
one. I
He
think
did
we
one
let
or
him
two,
do
yeah.
one. We let him do one, but we're like, no, you're not worthy yet of having Cricket's job.
He's by far more than worthy. So maybe this could be for Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them.
Be not
Afraid of greatness.
afraid of greatness.
Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them.
That sounds like a quote from World War II. That's all I know.
Little older.
Yeah. Your greatness thrust upon you is your duty to go fight those people.
I'm gonna guess. I'm just gonna guess what I always guess. That's probably Shakespeare.
Very good. Bravo.
I'm just gonna guess Shakespeare every time, and probably 5 or 6 out of 10, I'll get it right. Right?
You'll be right occasionally.
Yeah, 50% have to be Winston Churchill and Shakespeare in that
Yeah.
bucket. Yeah.
Churchill, Shakespeare. There you go.
I'll
Those two
pull
guys.
some more. Those were just happen to be the best quotes I found right away.
All right.
I need to freshen up our bucket.
One more time. Be not afraid of greatness.
Oh, sorry. I'm a doofus. I closed that. Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them.
All right. I like that right there. That I believe that was from the 12th Night from Shakespeare. If you know anything about his plays and all of that.
Well done.
Yeah, I can be smart occasionally when I want to.
You're always smart.
All right, Cricket will be back. She lost her last picket. I don't think she knows that yet.
Oh. What did I pick?
That was the WNBA game.
Oh, okay.
The All-Star game. I think you picked Team Coop. Team Coop did not win. So we'll come up with something else for you to pick in the 5 o'clock hour.
Sounds good.
All right, she's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center, with collisions that are reported at Alvernon and 22nd Street in Alvernon, Cortero and Old Father and Cortero Farms Road. Some slowing eastbound Aviation Parkway near Keno. Also, Grant Road is closed east of Country Club. Repair crews on scene there to repair a damaged power pole. 80 the overnight low, 100 tomorrow, and a 103 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
Today on Hey Culligan's Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener, here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. It's August already, the month we shift our attention away from potholes and road construction and back to school traffic. And our shorter backpack-toting neighbors jumping from the corner bus stop through crosswalks and towards those big yellow buses. So eyes up, cell phones down, and stay alert. This month at Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we're getting drivers like you ready with all kinds of specials to keep the wheels on your bus going round and round. Specials like free brake inspections and all the tire brands you trust at prices that beat the warehouse clubs and national chains. And Jack Furrier has the budget-friendly brands to Arizona-proof your daily commute and make your daily driving, stopping, starting, and swerving so much better. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by for savings all month long at any of our 14 award-winning locations. And let's remember to keep our eyes up, cell phones down, and get everyone where they need to go safely. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Quick pass. It's caught by Costas, and he's dropped for a loss. The Wildcats had nothing to do with that. Lumberjacks had a lot of time to get that play set to go. It went the wrong direction.
Trey Smith ended up getting there first and just blowing that play up for a loss, and that's a huge stop for the Arizona defense.
Trey Smith, Mr. Redline. We'll be hearing from Trey Smith. Our David Amata caught up with him. The defensive players were the last portion of media day today. I had to leave prior to them getting started, but David Amata talked to a number of them, and you'll hear Trey Smith address that moniker of Mr. Redline. Right now, we're going to hear from his defensive line coach. His name is Joe Salavea. He is an alum of the University of Arizona, having played on the defensive line here many moons ago. I had a chance to catch up with Joe at Media Day today and started out just asking him about the excitement of the first day, which is coming up tomorrow for the Wildcats.
The guys have been putting in the work, and man, so good to see them respond. I thought Coach Carroll and the staff down in the weight room and have put together another fine off-season program for the guys, and so I think they're ready for the next phase of this season. That's going into fall camp. So,
what's your input there in terms of when you meet with Coach Carroll in the off-season and you say, here's what I have, here's what I want to see from them come August 3rd? What's kind of the input that you have in that process?
Well, every position's got their specific needs. Obviously, for the bigs and the trenches, it's their ability to move power in a short radius. And so a lot of the specific movement, the explosive agility goes into that. And so there's a lot of addition of certain specific drills for the young man when we're doing agility speed training. Obviously our guys are not linear speed, it's change of direction and their ability to be able to carry the weight room strength onto the field. I thought that was probably the best thing about Coach Carroll and the rest of the staff, is just being open to those and implementing that quite actually. And so to see the guys, because those things are going to be a big carryover now that we're getting into the football drills and whatnot. So I'm fired up to see the progress and just the openness that Coach Carroll and his staff just allowing us to give them that input, because it's got to be relative. You train just for the sake of training, you probably ain't going to position these young men to capitalize on those gains. So I think for us, it's just being really detailed and hone in on what matters for our room and the guys in the defensive line group.
We heard the guys in the spring refer to Trey as Mr. Redline. I mean, that's a pretty big aura for one guy to have to carry the mantra that's up on the wall here and then that's preached so loudly here with this program.
Well, I think in every aspect of this game, it's played a certain way. The physicality, the speed, the temperament. Obviously, with Trey's accumulating reps over the years, there's something to be said when your peers see that. And so it's not so much what he's saying, it's just you put up the film and you come out here and see him work out. That's the only speed that he knows. And I think those are some things that we're trying to replicate with all of our players, to be able to play 100 miles an hour 100% of the time. And it's the Redline pedigree. And those are the things that's setting those good examples for the young players that are being introduced into the program. And so Trey, in his own right, man, has garnered that respect from his peers, and it's cool to see.
We're so stat-oriented when it comes to football and all sports, really. And you look at the defensive ends in this program, and I don't think there's been a double-digit sack season since, 2010s when Brooks Reed and Ricky Elmore and some of those guys were hanging around the program. Is that still important? Can we still look to potentially see a guy at some point that can get 10-plus sacks in a season, or is it more of a group mentality when you talk about rushing the quarterback?
I think the game has changed just slightly, ever so much as the type of offenses you're facing. When you couple in the RPOs and that ball's coming out quick with the play action, you're just wanting to make sure that we can overwhelm and suffocate an offensive unit by getting the quarterback off of his rhythm or getting his face. And sometimes it doesn't equate the sacks, But I think moving forward, the goal is always to stop the run. We gotta earn the right to rush the passer. I thought we had a decent start last year. We need to capitalize this year on how can we be a little bit more sound in our leverage, and I think we give ourselves a chance if we're able to make the game one-dimensional. The pass rush, well, I'm not really worried about the stats. We guys got to get our guys around the quarterback and close those windows up for the guys in the back end. We do that. I think I'll take the flip side of that instead of the sacks, incompletions and batted balls, with the way this game is going. And so those are the things, there's a lot of that goes into team play, but I think some of our guys are ready for the opportunity and the challenge to change that.
You mentioned the batted balls. I went back and I was watching some tape from last night, and just I've always wondered. It's like how do you time that as a defensive end? You're so busy rushing. Is there a point where you teach them, or where you obviously you want them to keep their head up, looking to be able to put the hand in the air, put hands in the air when the ball gets released? What are the elements in that teaching process?
All those are specific drills. You got to drill it in there. If it happens in a game, you got to come up with a drill to address it. And those are some of the things that we work on a daily, and it's good to see the guys implementing that in the field of play. But again, it's the details of it and showing tapes and go over and seeing what our issues are. Obviously, with the quick game now, with the offenses that we face, you have no choice but to address those things and address it in a manner where we're not belaboring a point, but moving it in a quick manner and urgency. And I thought, with Coach Palmer and I, what we do up there, man, it's really just making sure that our guys getting a dose of that each day, so that our guys are able to utilize that, and just building that unconscious competence. Right, doing something without thinking about it. We do it so much that it's embedded in their repertoire and their play, and so those are the things that we're excited about to continue that, because those are frustrating for an offense that's trying to gas up and get the speed going, and that these guys are in those windows. But that goes into the education piece.
Last one from me. Break down Mace Pesse for me and what you're expecting.
I expect him to take the next step. He's still young. He's going to be a sophomore, but I think he's learned a lot of himself from last season. I think it's just being more detailed with the hand placement, eye discipline. The motor, got to kick it up another notch. The good thing about it, we got some young guys that's going to push him to his best as well, and that's probably the best thing right now in the room. It's going to be a highly competitive camp, because we've got some able bodies now that are in the room. But I think for him, can he be a positive leader? Can he be that great teammate that's talking life into his peers. But as far as his play, he's going to have to step up and take that next step of his progression.
All right, Coach, let's get it going.
Bear down.
There you go. Joe Salavea, class of 1997, captain in 1996 for your Arizona Wildcats. Great to have him back down on that defensive line for a second season coming in here. Mays Pesse, that's going to be a guy to keep an eye on. Where's number 99? He was one of those guys I was talking about. I was watching film last night. Mays Pesse was one of the guys getting a hand on a ball to knock a pass to the ground. So key when your defensive lineman can rush up the field, keep the eyes up, and affect passing lanes to disturb quarterbacks that are on the opposite side of the ledger. 12 games last year, had a sack and a half, 24 tackles, defensive freshman of the year, honorable mention last year. Big things on the horizon for Mays Pesse as he starts his sophomore season.
Yeah, it might be a flip of the script, right? Because, I mean, you think about last year, and you're talking about all the All-Americans you've got in your secondary. A lot of pressure you get on the quarterback is because he can't see anything open down the field, right? But with all the newcomers and all those new faces you're going to see in the secondary, Joe and his fellas, might need to put some pressure, from those front seven, just because, there's obviously some real good talent there in the secondary, but unproven based on, those three guys we're now going to see playing on Sundays.
Interesting just kind of talking to him. And also I had a chance to catch up with Ronnie Palmer, one of my originals. Ronnie was on the team back when I first got here in 2008. We laughed about that today when we were chatting. Gosh, this is year 19 covering Arizona Wildcats athletics. And, we've talked. One of the things I go back to those teams he was on, that team he was on, and they had some guys that could rush the passer in Ricky Elmore and Brooks Reed from Sabino High School. And we just haven't seen statistically those types of pass rushers over the course of the last that's going on 18 years here at the University of Arizona. And if we can even get to that point, if that's even the graphic on the screen says, is double-digit sacks in college football, is that even still a thing anymore? Just because of like Joe said, how quick that they get rid of the football nowadays with the RPO and all of that. And quarterbacks aren't back there holding on to the football for 5-6 seconds so guys can get sacks and high numbers.
It's like the three-point line in college. Is the great equalizer, DK, is those short drops over the middle, to your little, skitter bug, especially, slot receivers or guys out of the backfield will really slow down that pass rush. And so if you're talking about some of these, front sevens across the nation with a lot of NFL guys out there, you don't want to give them the chance to even get to the quarterback. So many teams, we saw a lot of that last year. And not to mention, DK, how many quarterbacks in this league that Arizona plays in right now like to use their feet, which also plays a factor as well, right? And trying to make sure that you maintain your contain.
So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we have to recalibrate that number now in terms of sack totals and what a great sack year is in terms of college football. I think the I'm just looking at like the all-time numbers, and there are a few in recent years. Elvis Dumerville, who played for a number of years in the National Football League with the Colts, still leads the most sacks in a college season. 2005, he had 20. Will Anderson, we've talked that. I think he plays for the Cardinals, right? Will Anderson, is he? No, he's with Houston. Will Anderson Jr. had 21 for Alabama 17 and a half for Alabama in 2021. Mike Green, a kid that played at Marshall in 2024, so he was probably on that team that when Coach Day was there, he had 17 in 2024. So there are some guys recently who are getting into the double digits. Antoine Powell a couple years ago had 16 for Virginia Tech. So it's not impossible to get to that point. We just have not seen that here at Arizona in a long time.
21 as a team last year.
21 total sacks as a team.
Total.
Wow. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. You got to find those guys. You got to find that guy, and maybe Arizona will eventually get that big time. Scooby Wright, I'm looking at the list. Scooby Wright was the last, and of course he wasn't a lineman; he was a linebacker. He had that 14 sack season in 2014, but that was the last big time guy for Arizona to have a quality double-digit sack season.
It's a good thing you don't have to play Bear Bachmeyer every game. Right?
There you go. DK Sports Tip. We'll get you your Westwood One top play coming up as well. We're going to chat with Rita Stubbs in the 5 o'clock hour. You'll hear from the quarterback as well, top of the 5 o'clock hour, Noah Fafita. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center, Grant Road east of Country Club closed. Repair crews on site repairing a damaged power pole. Use Pima or Glen instead. Other crashes, River Road and Craycroft. Alvernon and 22nd Street reported also clearing Old Father and Cortero. 80 the overnight low, 100 tomorrow. There is a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 tonight for south central Arizona. It's 103 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it in and get a quote in minutes. Plus, access thousands of products beyond what's in store or on Lowe's.com. Right from the Lowe's Pro Desk.
A fiduciary has the regulatory obligation to put your best interest first. Trajan Wealth is a financial fiduciary for your investments. Call today, 520-200-1600.
Securities offered through Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Atlanta Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson agreed to a 3-year extension today worth up to $75 million. Robinson had been holding in at Falcons training camp in hopes of a new deal. The All-Pro led the NFL in scrimmage yards last season with just under 3,000 yards. With questions at QB for the Falcons between Tua Tagovailoa and Michael Penix Jr., Bijan Robinson may once again be the Falcons' offensive plan this upcoming season. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's Chumba.
Sponsored by BGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in the state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
14 teams believed, 12 were wrong. The Indoor Football League National Championship hits the Tucson Convention Center on Sunday, August 16th. It's football full throttle. The best players, the biggest hits, the only game that matters. Don't just hear about it, be a part of it. History will happen. Get your tickets now at IFLNationalChampionship.com or Ticketmaster. The IFL National Championship, Sunday, August 16th at the Tucson Convention Center.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist. I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals.
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Fafita will go to a knee again. And that should be it. It is. And the
state champs again.
Yep. Brett Brennan will get doused. The coaches will shake hands. The Cats win the cup. They win their 9th game of the season. And they do it emphatically tonight up here in Tempe.
Yeah, the 100th Territorial Cup game will be played this year down here in Tucson. Final game of the regular season. Brent Brennan now 1-1 in that game. 13-12 overall as the head coach at the University of Arizona after a 9-4 bounce back last season to go to the Holiday Bowl.
How many Dillingham candles you think there are around the area?
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully not too many. Hopefully not too many. In fact, speaking of ASU, we're getting rid of our ASU truck out there. They're taking it to the scrap yard. So that I don't know if you've ever seen our ASU truck. I mean, I don't think we've driven that thing. I've been here 3 years now. I don't think that thing's ever left the spot that it's in right now in our parking lot. But it is painted black and gold and red, and it's got all kinds of crazy stuff on it. But it's headed to the junkster. If you have an ASU fan that wants it, or U of A fan who wants it, maybe you can negotiate with our Mark Simpson. He might give it to you or sell it to you.
Yeah, it's been in that spot for at least 10 years.
Yeah, it hasn't moved in quite some time. All right, let's hear a little bit from our head coach, Brent Brennan, who talked about, again, one of the things is the hot topic is the 5-year guys. Possibility that the Wildcats could get a couple players back. Max Harris on the defensive side of the ball. Ishmael Mahdi on the offensive side of the ball. Brent Brennan addressed that immediately in his press conference today and what that would mean to potentially get some of those 5-year guys back.
I think it'd be great. I think it would be great. That process is ongoing because obviously that was a big decision that came down Friday night at 4:30 in the afternoon or 5 o'clock. So that process is ongoing. There's a lot of things we have to figure out there in terms of, what agents and what that was and what the training costs and all that stuff for those guys and how the NCAA is going to see those things for those players. But I think the biggest thing that our team and our staff will be excited about with Izzy and Max is that they are outstanding, high-character people, right? They're obviously good football players, but they're tremendous young men. And anytime we can, add a late addition like that with that kind of high-level talent combined with that high-level character, we're excited about that.
David and then Michael. Coach, Coach, welcome back, obviously. When you look at second year for Noah now with Seth, what is the biggest growth piece that you think we'll see from Noah now that he's been in this system with Seth for a full year?
I'm excited to see that, as he grows and his confidence grows in the system, that Coach Deggy can kind of push him even further. And Noah's ready for that. And I think that's one of those things where, Deggy has confidence with Noah's ability to change a play call if he wants to, right? Like there's a lot that can be done when you have a player that's played that much football. And now with Noah going into his second year in the scheme, because I believe he's changed coordinators almost every single year he's been in college, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that consistency of that leadership and that consistency of that direction with Coach Deggy is going to be incredible for him.
Michael and then Lindsay in the back. Following up on Justin's question about Ismail and Max, do you have any hesitancy whatsoever to bring guys in so late, given that maybe the depth chart is already established or other guys have put in
the
work
depth chart is not established until we start playing football.
As far as maybe shaking up the chemistry or, bumping guys down who maybe had earned spots or anything of that nature?
I think at both those positions, first of all, both those guys were also core special teamers. They played a lot of different roles for us. And I think if they were jerks, maybe, right? But this team loves those two guys. Those guys were leaders. Those guys were well respected, right? And I think the one thing, you've heard me talk about this before, but the more competition, the better. Like we want everyone to feel the pressure of competition in the practice environment. We're trying to elevate the level of play. And so the more competition, the better. Let's pour some gas on that fire.
Lindsay and then Jason Shear.
Hi, Coach. Sorry. You've talked about Noah Fifita. You've pushed his Heisman campaign. You've said he's the best story in college football right now. Besides the stats and the loyalty, what are some specific off-the-field moments or habits that you've seen from him this summer that you really believe that we haven't seen but really prove just why he's so special?
I think the way he shows up for everybody, right? Like even in the middle of July, he's hosting a charity golf tournament. A couple of you were there. On a Sunday afternoon, and there's a lot of people there. I mean, just the way his ability to bring people together and to do it for unselfish reasons, it just makes him really, really unique. And I think when you are around high-profile athletes, right, doesn't matter where you are, high school, pro, college, there are some that are too busy to give or feel that they're too important to serve. But that's not him. He always shows up. He always signs the extra autograph. He always gives the high five. He always talks to the grandma or the 3-year-old or he and everybody in between. And I know that is something that is really, really special about him. Obviously, his parents are amazing people. He's got a great foundation from them. But he has to make that choice every day. He has to make that choice every day to show up for everybody else. And he always does that.
Coach, obviously you lost a couple guys on the safety room to the NFL. What does that position look like to you headed into camp?
I think going into camp, we're going to have – there's going to be some competition there, which I think is going to be healthy. And I think that, that group, they really operate kind of as all 5 of them together, including the corners, right? And so you do have some stability with – Gavin, who's played a lot of football for us, Javion Cole, who's played a lot of football for us. But I think you're going to see Malcolm really, really attack that thing. He's played a lot of football. He's a really mature kid. He's a hard worker. He's got the respect of the team. I think you're going to possibly see Matai in that mix. He's a young player, but he's a talented player. Lee Millette. I think there's going to be some of that competition in camp, that those things are going to have to get solved the more we play. But the good news is we've got a lot of time before we play.
What's the difference in your and the staff's kind of stress level going into this preseason compared to maybe last year? based off the season you just previously had and what you're trying to do now?
There's no difference. The stress level is always high, man. This is major college football, and no one cares what you did yesterday. So, like, that doesn't change. And we're excited for it. We're here for it. Justin and then Cole in the back. And one microphone unit here. We got to...
So I noticed in the off-season, part of Tristan Bound's training was doing boxing with Louis Akput. Did you notice that, and what benefits is boxing for football players?
That's a great question, and I don't have a great answer for you because Tristan's really been rehabbing a lot. You know what I mean? But it's been good to see him get back out to the team workouts and that kind of stuff. I think every player is always looking for an edge. They're always looking for an edge somewhere, and if they feel like that can provide them an edge, obviously boxing with the footwork involved and being an offensive lineman, being a big body, the better the feet are, the better they have a chance to play, the better they have a chance to move. So I think that would be the real benefit for it. But I think every player is different, and every player is trying to seek some kind of edge. And the biggest thing for us is we just don't want it to conflict with what Coach Carroll and his staff are doing.
That is Brent Brennan speaking today at Football Media Day at the Davis Center. Just a few of his comments there. I would love to have Ishmael Mahdi and Max Harris back in the program because, again, those are two guys that everybody loves to have around. And you heard, I think it was Bilal Moival said in his interview that even like staffers, like people that, aren't necessarily directly involved with football, but just work at the facility, love those two guys. And it goes back to what we talked about earlier, and I said, I don't know that there's a guy that I can name that is just kind of an idiot or a jerk. I mean, those are the type of guys there's a lot of great guys on this team, and those were two of them from last year. And I think that's one of the things we've seen a lot of, I think, at least under this program is, and Brent talked about it later when he said, hey, we've had two of the best grade point averages, years in this program's history in the 2 years that they've been here. So they're recruiting a lot of really good kids. And I think that's important because not only are they really good kids, because, again, really good kids don't always translate to being good football players, but at least through the last year, we're seeing that a lot of these really good kids can also play the game very well.
Let me help out some local media around the nation, DK. If you are asking a question to the head coach, which revolves around whether it would be good for the program to bring back a fifth-year experienced player who's a leader in the locker room, the answer is going to be yes every single time.
There you go. Every single time. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. We'll let you hear from the quarterback coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, Noah Fifita. Talk a little bit about his brother Dash. And I asked him about Dash and the comparison maybe to Jacob Manu. And if that's a fair comparison.
They're not allowed to touch each other in the practice field.
No. Coach said that. We told Dash to run the other direction when his brother comes through on the prowl.
Because no one wants to truck him, right?
Oh, yeah. No one wants to truck him, and Dash wants to truck his brother. But that's not productive to the success of this team. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With collisions that are reported, River and Craycroft, Mission and Drexel, Alvernon and 22nd Street. Backups on westbound Ajo at Mission and the southbound I-19 frontage road approaching Irvington for slowing. Grant Road closed east of Country Club due to repairs for a damaged power pole. We've got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 10 tonight for south central Arizona. 80 the overnight low, 100 tomorrow, and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Before you commit to a costly heating, cooling, or plumbing repair or replacement, get a free second opinion from Cool Willie's. They'll explain your options with honest advice and no pressure. Same day, legendary service. Learn more at coolwillies.com.
They beat the Boilermakers. The 1 seed is headed back to the Final Four.
Thank you, Coach Lloyd, and all of the players and support staff who helped the Cats make a return to the Final Four.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's Chumba.
Sponsored by BGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in the state where it's legal to play.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
Your business isn't a science experiment. And at Cumulus Digital, we never treat it like one. You shouldn't have to pay an agency to test theories on your dime. At Cumulus Digital, we don't speculate, we execute. Our proven framework delivers results 25% better than industry standards. Visit cumulusdigital.com, fill out our form, and move from guessing to knowing.
American Red Cross inventories of the most needed blood types are days away from crisis levels. Help make sure patients receive life-saving medical treatments. Make your appointment to donate. Use the Blood Donor app. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Well, Tim Tawa wasn't trying to bunt last night in the desert.
Tawa had the infield single the King threw away back in the second inning, went all the way around to third base.
Tawa with a fly ball. It's headed for the bullpen. It is gone. Tawa stirring it up. That's his fifth, and it's 3-0 Diamondbacks. No doubter. Timmy got to admire that one a little bit before he started his trot around the bases. And they jump on King, a 3-0 lead.
Diamondbacks download. Baseball talk.
All right, D-backs start their homestand with a big win over the San Diego Padres last night. Tim Tawa with a 3-run home run just a day after he got created a little bit of a dust-up trying to bunt with the Guardians. Gavin Williams trying to pitch a perfect game. But
he did have a bunt triple in that game.
Did he?
Yes.
A bunt triple?
Yes. I mean, he got to third on a bunt because of a errant throw to first base. Yeah.
Little league triple, as we like
yes,
to call it.
And the right fielder just did not move on the throw, which is what let him got to third early in that game. Yeah.
5-1 win over the Padres last night, but the story, once again, Brandon Pfaadt.
Nobody you'd rather have on the mound right now than Brandon Pfaadt, one of the hottest pitchers in Major League Baseball. You see his numbers on the season, but you can really throw away the first half and the relief outings and just focus on his last 6 starts since coming back from Reno. He's a perfect 5-0. The team won his other start, even though he got a no decision.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a changeup, and that'll do it for the Pods here. Back-to-back strikeouts.
And Brandon Pfaadt has struck out 3 consecutive Padres. France strikes out to open up the second. Brandon hitting his spot so well. Look at Matt give that high target up there at the top bar, and that's right where Brandon throws the pitch.
So now the left-hand hitting Sungmoon Song made a couple of really nice defensive plays last inning.
On the ground to Marte. This could be 2. Goes to second. There's 1. On to first. Double play. 4-6-3. Bang, bang at the bag. Bogart swings and hits it out towards right. It's fairly deep, but Carroll behind it squares his chest, makes the catch, inning over. 56 pitches for Brandon Pfaadt to fire 5 shutout. He has got it working tonight. Pfaadt trying to complete what would be his 18th consecutive scoreless inning. Going back to that start at St. Louis, where he gave up 2 in the first. He's not given up a run since. 3-2 out to left by Cronenworth. Kepler moving back at the track and at the wall, makes a leaping catch, and that's going to do it for the Padres here in the 6th. Nice play by Kepler. Brandon Pfaadt back to work here for the 7th. He has thrown 69 pitches.
Arenado long throw at third. He got him. Nolan Arenado, 10 Gold Gloves, and he gets Machado for the first out in the 7th.
Brandon Pfaadt gave up 5 hits, an earned run in 6 2/3 innings, 3 Ks, a walk, and he is now in 7 starts since being recalled from AAA Reno. You remember he had to go down because he wasn't pitching well. He had to go down to AAA. He is 6-0 in 7 starts with a 1.55 earned run average. He had a streak until the Padres got to him in the 7th inning. He had a streak of 18 consecutive scoreless innings. Did Brandon Pfaadt? It's kind of like we've talked about it. It's kind of like getting a trade in itself to find one of your own guys who was struggling, and now he's one of the best pitchers in the National League.
And it's ironic because Nolan Arenado, got the first 2 outs of that 7th and had an error on the run that scored. So a little bit of an iffy run scored as well, but unbelievable stuff. Like 17 consecutive scoreless innings, I think, before that run.
I mean, something for sure for Brandon Pfaadt. Just really, really doing a great job. He's given up just 7 earned runs in his last 40 2/3 innings pitch. has Brandon Pfaadt. Good stuff there. Diamondbacks are back to 7 games over 500. Get to 7. Now maybe you can get to 10. Keep it going. Get to 7 over 500. That was the first. That was kind of the first benchmark. We wanted to see it. And who better to have on the mound tonight to get you to 8? But Erod, Eduardo Rodriguez, gets the ball tonight at Chase Field in a game that will tip our first pitch at 6:40 tonight. He is 10-3 as the All-Star with a 2.48 ERA. Randy Vasquez for the Padres tonight. The Friars 6-6 with a 4.45 ERA. The Padres are now 58-55. So Arizona with a 2-game advantage at the moment over the Padres in the division and still holding firm on that second wild card spot in the National League. They are now 4 games behind the Cubs, even with the Phillies, with the Padres and Marlins right now, the closest teams on the outside looking in to the playoffs. And yesterday, of course, our question of the day was, should Tim Tawa have been bunting on Sunday with Gavin Williams pitching a no-hitter? It held true. 70% of the voters said yes, they were okay with that because the 6th inning is still early enough to be bunting, even though you've got a pitcher on the other side pitching a perfect game. There you go. All right. 520-848-1290. Dragon Ball is back with us here in studio. Let me see if I have, I don't think I've got the Dragon Ball spot because I switched that to cricket there. But Dragon Ball, you can speak anyway.
Yeah, I got you.
We can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I can put you in your solo shot.
I can see Dragon
Ball.
I can see JW. I don't see you, DK, because I got the back of the monitor here.
DK's got a little fortress over there.
Dragon Ball, your assessment of Arizona Football Media Day today.
A lot of guys that are very much willing to have a good conversation. There's a lot of you go in, you expect to go ahead and just do the usual media circle where you're asking very basic questions. They give you the usual, press approved answers from that these guys are taught. There's a lot of guys that just love to converse. I mean, I ended up having a whole conversation with Julian Savanea about just how he prefers to wear his hair, when he gets ready for football.
There you go.
And Rhino, same thing. Rhino was the guy I asked about the hair. I think it was Julian. I always ended up asking him about what he prefers to watch over the off season. And Chase Kennedy, apparently a big Tubi movie fan. Apparently he likes to watch the Tubi movies. So they're a great group of kids, and I'm looking forward to seeing them play football.
I feel like when we were all coming up in college, media literacy and training was a big thing for athletes. But guys, everybody on this team has never known a moment that didn't have smartphones in their lives. They've had cameras pointed at them their whole lives. So the idea of being interviewed is a much more natural process, I think. And Coach Brennan recruits some good dudes.
Mm-hmm. Also, I officially have the breakdown of Rhino's last name pronunciation. So we have that. We can put that in the back.
I'm going to get Tapa Ototai.
Tapa Ototai.
Tapa Ototai.
He was here in the summer.
Yeah, he came by the building, was kind of walking around with a friend of his, and I think he was taping a commercial for his friend's company.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, great dude.
Yeah, so we'll have that in the back burner in case we need to go back to it at any point.
That's an easy one, I think. That's much easier than Yarashevich.
Oh, yeah. No, that one's going to be a rough one for the first couple of times.
Oh, my God. Who else did you get a chance to talk to?
Went ahead and had a chance to talk with Quincy Craig. He's looking very, very trim. I mean, he looks like he's ready to be that speedster that he was kind of showing the shades of last season. He's definitely going to be a great guy coming out of the backfield. Cole Rusk looks just about as big as he did in all the tape that I saw from him from Illinois and Murray State. So he looks like he's going to be a good target for Noah there in the middle of the field.
All right. On the defensive side?
The linebackers, Chase Kennedy and Tay Brown, those two guys definitely, you can tell they've grown up together now because as soon as I was done talking to Chase had to come over and see me talk to Tay. So he had to go and be that extra shadow watching over to see what Tay would say.
Good teammates always give each other grief during an interview, right?
Absolutely. And also, Gavin Hunter seems like a very, very down-to-earth guy. I love talking to him.
Did you get a chance to see his body? I guess Brent was talking about he's the guy that most likely to take his shirt off.
I did not see him take his shirt off. I will say he had very, very long basketball shorts that would make the Fab Five jealous with how much they sagged in terms of like how far the shorts went to like the actual end of the pants went down below his calf. So those were very large basketball shorts he was wearing.
Oh
so
my.
he was relaxed. He was relaxed out there, and in this heat, absolutely need to be.
Okay, there we go. So we'll hear some of those interviews coming up over the course of the next week or so. First day of practice is tomorrow, and I think we're going to hear from Brent Brennan and the quarterback Noah Fafita again tomorrow. So we'll have full coverage of that coming up. DK on the Sports Tip tomorrow. Full show 3 to 6. Thursday short show because we have the NFL Hall of Fame game between the Carolina Panthers and the
no starters game, you mean?
Carson Beck.
Carolina Panthers.
No starters
and
game.
the Arizona Cardinals. And the Cardinals finally announced their new play-by-play guy, JP Shadrick, who I think you've probably heard him call a game or two here on Wildcats Radio 1290. He's done some work for Westwood One. He's kind of one of their backup play-by-play guys and has worked as a senior reporter for JacksonvilleJaguars.com for the last 14 years. Has also worked for a number of other play-by-play networks, Touchdown Network. I think they do a lot of college games across the country. And so JP Shadrick will replace Dave Pasch as the new voice of the Arizona Cardinals. You will not hear him call games on this station, however, but maybe we'll get him on the show at some point and let you hear what his voice sounds like. Cricket joins us now. Cricket is back.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, and she's fallen out of the chair over there.
Yes, almost.
The rolly chairs, they always get stuck on something randomly.
All right. So, Cricket, when you last were here, Picking with Cricket, it was WNBA, and so it was Team Coop versus Team Spoon. You picked Team Coop, and that was incorrect. Yeah.
Okay.
Team Spoon won the WNBA All-Star game. All right, so that's a loss in your column there. So now
there is good news, though.
Yeah, what's the good news?
Pick it with Cricket. Come on, Cricket. It's time to pick it.
How about that?
Who's that?
There you go.
That's hilarious.
We love our intros. All right. National Women's Soccer League tonight. Cricket.
Okay. Yeah.
I've watched, I think I watched one match this summer.
Okay.
Denver, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
The Courage from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Denver's the favorite in this game. But you were going to go with North Carolina. North Carolina is actually North Carolina, I think, is the favorite. They're 7-3-6 on the season. Denver is 5-5-6. So this is like the MLS for ladies, the National Women's Soccer League, and they've got a bunch of teams across the country. Let's see, they're in. I think I pulled up the wrong schedule there, but yeah, they're everywhere.
I'm sorry, I'm just listening to this song. Sorry. I'm listening to you, but I also want to sing along with this song. It's
You're
fun.
welcome.
Yeah,
They're
thank
in
you.
Houston, they're in Louisville, they're in Chicago, they're in Seattle, they're in Portland, Kansas City, San Diego, Salt Lake City, Washington, New York. New York's team is the best team in the league right now. Gotham FC. That's cool.
Gotham
FC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really
playing.
cool.
They're not playing tonight though. Angel
Okay.
City. I'm not sure where Angel City is. That LA? I don't know where Angel City is.
Come on, North Carolina.
All right, North Carolina. It is. So
All I know is that Loudoun United, you guys helped me a lot when I used to do East Coast headline writing because that was my Virginia local team.
Loudoun United.
Loudoun United saved me on a couple of very, very stressful 5 a.m. writing sessions.
Okay. All right. I don't know where Angel City FC is. If you know where Angel City FC is, give us a call. All right. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives. We're going to talk some volleyball. Rita Stubbs is going to join us next.
And from the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center, collisions that are reported in clearing Valencia east of Mission. Some westbound slowing on Valencia approaching Mission. Drexel and Mission, Craycroft North of Speedway, also Alvernon and 22nd Street. Grant Road closed east of Country Club for repairs to a damaged power pole. Weather-wise, 80 the overnight low, 100 tomorrow and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Albertsons and Safeway.
This week with digital coupons at Safeway and Albertsons, beef ribeye, T-bone, or New York steak bone-in value packs are $9.97 per pound, first 2 packages. Plus all-natural, boneless, skinless chicken breast are $1.67 per pound, first 8 pounds. Hurry in.
Fall is termite season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those termites, bugs, and weeds. Stop paying too much for those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
Today on Hey Culligan Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yup, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Smell unstoppable all day long. Try Unstoppable's Laundry Scent Boosters for as low as $5. Defending NWSL champion Gotham FC is back on top. With wins in 5 of their last 6 matches, they're unbeaten since July 4th. They wrapped a 3-game road trip with Saturday's 1-0 shutout of the Houston Dash. Norwegian forward Guro Reiten is in her first season with Gotham, and she recorded 2 assists on this successful business trip.
Just shows the mentality in the group. I think we know we have a lot of great players in the squad, and this takes maybe more mentally than football. So I think it was good for us to get the 7 points, and now we can go home and rest up.
First place Gotham FC is back in action Friday to host the San Diego Wave. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for, open 7 days a week.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bankguide for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money, so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention anyone who has had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, or any other scope procedure. If you or a loved one developed a serious infection or health complication after a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Dangerous infections have been reported across the country linked to Olympus endoscopes. Olympus scopes may have been defectively designed, and manufacturer instructions may not have been adequate in enabling proper disinfection, putting patients' health at risk. If you or a loved one were hospitalized for a bacterial infection within 90 days of a scope procedure or developed sepsis, organ failure, HIV, tuberculosis, an antibiotic-resistant superbug, or another serious complication following a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call now to find out if you qualify, but hurry. Time to file a claim could be limited.
Call 800-891-1857 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-891-1857. 800-891-1857.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, let's talk some Arizona volleyball. They are getting set for the start to their season. Still a few weeks away, kind of like football, but the ladies have been in the gym since last Thursday over at RJG, getting set for season number 3 under head coach Drita Stubbs, who joins us now, the pride of Warrensville Heights, Ohio. That's Cleveland for those of you that are not aware what Warrensville Heights, Ohio is. Our collective hometown. Always great to chat with a homegirl in Rita Stubbs. Rita, how was the summer?
Summer was good. It was busy. A lot of travel.
So where do you guys, how many tournaments do you guys, I know there's a ton of tournaments to go on during the summertime. How many do you go to in any given summer? And when you're there at these tournaments, are you do you get there at 7 a.m. and you're there till 7 p.m. watching as many girls as you can? Or do you have a list of girls you're trying to see? How does all that work in the summertime?
Typically you're in the gym by 7 a.m. at the latest, which is accurate. Tournament play sometimes could be at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. But as coaches, we want to see them warm up. We want to see how they are as soon as they walk in, so you're there for that. And then the tournament is typically broken up to the better teams play in the morning, and then those different teams, developing teams, which has a lot of inexperienced / raw players in the afternoon. So you could be in there in the gym to the evening, about 9 o'clock at night, honestly. And then you are there. Tournaments are typically 2 to 3 days, unless it's the last tournament of the year, which is 4 or 5 days. So you're there for at least half of that if you're doing your job right.
Now, you said you like to get there to see the girls warm up. What is it about the way they warm up? What do you see? What are you looking for in that can tell you about a certain player and who they are?
how long it takes them to get going. What motivates them? When do they actually start moving fast? Do they walk in and get their shoes on right away? Or do they walk in, look at their phone, sit on the bench, play with their hair, and then when the coach comes over, then they all of a sudden need to go to the restroom? So you're evaluating all of that because, those are the things that coaches don't normally tell you about an athlete. They won't say, oh, she's slow to warm up or she's the last one to get ready. You can go watch and see it for yourself.
Sharita Stubbs is our guest, head volleyball coach here at the University of Arizona. So what player were you at that age?
Truth be told, I don't really remember. It was so long ago. But I do know when it was time to compete, I was that player that was competing. I probably was looking for some way out, not to have to do the extra running or, the little things that needed to be done that could have made my game better. But, now it matters. And so I talk to athletes about it. When I'm able to talk to them, I'm like, okay, I'll be there first thing in the morning to kind of see what you look like. And they tend to be a little bit more up on top of things. I'm also looking to see who's drinking energy drinks and drinking coffee.
Which is better, or is either good for you?
Truth be told, I don't think either are necessarily what you need before you play because they're both going to dehydrate you a little bit.
Yeah.
But, a lot of these kids now are not eating breakfast, and we actually talked about it this morning with our team. It's like with us practicing twice a day, a couple of days, how many calories are you burning when you're working out? And you're burning a lot of calories, and then are you putting the right fuel in your body so that you can replenish it? Because then you got to be ready to go for the next one. And if you're lacking each session, then by the end of the week, you're about to hurt yourself because you're going to cause some soft tissue damage. And, that's when injuries start coming into play. So we're harping on eating a lot.
Sharita Stubbs is our guest, head coach of your Arizona women's volleyball team. So obviously one of the big things you had to kind of figure out this past offseason was the setter spot with Avery Scoggins leaving the program to head down to Tennessee and Vanderbilt. And so what was the initial plan there? And I want to ask the question kind of this way because obviously Avery came in and started as a freshman. But can you have a freshman starter anymore at this level in Power 4? Or is your situation better if you have somebody that's got that experience like what you brought in with the two transfers and junior and a fifth year in Harmony Sample and Maria Siapani?
Well, you go for the athletes that actually played. That's the number one thing. You don't want someone who hasn't played coming in. Then you go for the ones that were the best competitors in their respective area. And because that brings a little bit street credit. So we bringing back Carly and Journey and Brenna, and Renee and her, right? So you have players who played. And they need someone that understands playing versus going through the woes and flows of a freshman. That's not to say we wouldn't have taken a freshman, but something about the experience of having gone and battled through. And when you take a transfer, that's what you look for. You look for someone that's going to come in and play, not someone that didn't do anything to come in and make a difference. It doesn't work that way very well.
All right, so how's that battle going? Well, how are these two young ladies different? Sample looks like has a little bit more size. At 5'11", how's that battle going? And have you? Is it still too early to say who that person's going to be?
It's still too early to say who that person's going to be right now, but they're competing every single day, and we're putting the stats up on the board and looking to see who has the best set efficiency to the players. Because sometimes you can be a great setter, but you're not connecting with the players, or you could be up and coming. Harmony didn't play this spring because she had was working on graduating, so she wasn't sure what she was going to do. So she didn't play for 4 months. And so, just her getting her feet back underneath her, and each day she's getting better. So it's nice to have the competition in the gym, and that's our roster in general, where we have depth, competitive depth in every position, which I can't say that we've always had that.
We're chatting with Sharita Stubbs, volleyball coach, University of Arizona. Carly Cisneros, back year 3, junior. Carly comes off as such a nice young lady, but how is she as a leader, Rita?
She's competitive. Like, she quietly gets her job done. And if you look at her, she's always talking, always engaging, but she'll never be the one that's doing cartwheels across the gym and being that rah-rah person. And that's kind of how her game has developed and why she's become such a good player, because when she was in club, she was always playing around players that, people were looking at, and those high-profile athletes, jump high, hit hard type thing. And she just finessed her game. She is, and I've said this since she's come here, and she came early, she's the catalyst of our team. Like, she does everything. And if she doesn't do it, you can tell something's off. But she could do everything right, and you wouldn't necessarily know it, if that makes sense.
We're chatting with Tarita Stubbs, head coach of your Arizona volleyball team. I did not know, did Adriana leave? She's not with the club anymore?
Yeah, she left. She transferred to the University of Miami. She wanted and needed to be closer to home. And so she was able to find a school that was able to take her. So I'm pretty excited for her to do that. But I'm excited about our freshman that we have, Marina. She's out of San Diego area, and then we got a transfer from the university, from Howard University. Transfer from Howard University.
Kristen Deere.
And yes, the things that they're able to do in the gym right now is pretty amazing. It's nice, and we got Journey back, and we got Maya. So the fact that we have 4 competitive middles is nice. We have 4 competitive outside hitters, awesome. 3 competitive right side, 2 competitive setter, and our libero position got depth in it. So, we're feeling pretty good about the competition to make sure that we're pushing and trying to be the best.
Now, obviously, you got back to the NCAA tournament. That was such a huge step for this team. What did that do for you? I know that probably took a little bit of pressure off, because there's always that pressure when you're taking over a program that hasn't necessarily been to the tournament. Did that alleviate some of that for you, give you more comfortability about how you want to move forward now as we turn into year 3 of this program?
Well, actually, I'm going into year 4.
4, I'm sorry, 4. I said that at the top.
Yeah, but it's nice, because it's nice to see the hard work that you've put in, and that reassurance that sometimes you need, because, okay, we went after the athletes that were competitors and knew how to win and were Gatorade Player of the Year, state champions and all of that, and you saw the benefits of it, and then you look at your next class bringing in some maybe more athletic athletes, and, then the key is to retain these athletes as best you can in this day and age. But each class has a theme behind it, which we think is necessary in order to be the best that we can be, because when you get to the tournament, people look at you more because you have more exposure. One of the problems when you don't get to the tournament is there's not a lot of exposure, people talking about you, because they don't get a chance to see you play. So that's the advantage of getting to the tournament. But it's always nice to earn that point.
Absolutely. You added some changes to the staff. Jenna Gabriel has arrived to your staff as well this past offseason. Also, Ryan Amerman is a new assistant coach. What were their roles be with you guys this season?
So Jenna is in charge of our offense and our setters, and Amo is what we affectionately call him. He's in charge of the pins, and he's a former setter himself, but he's in charge of the pins. And our staff is great. This is the first time I've had a full staff since the very beginning, and that was only for the 4 months that we actually had it. So it's nice that we have each position has a coach. So we've taken a page out of football in that sense. So we have the position coaches, and then we have the offense and defensive coordinators of our team running it. And so you have the ability to have multiple eyes on the whole development of the program, which puts us in a category to be able to compete more and to cover more bases with bringing in the better athletes and players.
And I wanted to ask you about one of the you also brought in a new outside hitter in Peyton Woods from Virginia Tech. What would she be able to add for you?
She hits a very heavy ball. She's a young lady that has played, and she's a good competitor and bringing some, nice things to the game. That's why with her and Destiny, we call her Des, But bringing them both in adds more depth to the outside hitting position because, everyone knows that Jordan carried a big load for us and she was an offensive threat. Now, that's the challenge that's before everyone is how do we make up for what Jordan did, and is that redistribute, kind of what we talked about when Jalen was here as the right side player. We were able to distribute those sets into different areas to bring more components, more pieces to this big puzzle.
All right, it gets going here. We got the Red-Blue scrimmage coming up in about 11 days. That'll be Saturday, August the 15th at McHale Center at 2 o'clock, and then things get going against GCU that following Wednesday, the 19th, 5 o'clock in an exhibition game, a couple exhibition games against GCU in New Mexico, and then the Wildcat Classic will be that last weekend in August. We'll see a number of teams in that weekend, including Prairie View A&M, Tarleton State, and UC Santa Barbara. Tournament in Omaha. Go ahead into Creighton for an away tournament, and then out to USC. That'll be interesting, getting the old Pac-12 teams, USC and Oregon State, back together.
Yes. We're excited. We learned after that first year about scheduling to be better at it, the first 2 years, I should say, to get better at it. And so it's nice that we're able to go out and be able to compete for that. The problem is we're gone the entire month of September. But we're ready for that challenge, and, we're doing the things that are necessary to prepare us for what it's like to travel to compete versus being home.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting way to start the season for sure. After that, with the Wildcat Classic, we will not see you guys back here until October the 2nd to open up Big 12 play at home against, at least the home opener for Big 12 play against Iowa State. Rita, best of luck. Looking forward to watching these ladies all season long, and let's make it 2 in a row to the NCAA tournament.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, is your name, by the way, is your name up on the wall at Warrensville Heights High School?
No, I went to John Adams.
Oh, you went to John Adams.
I am up there.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm going to be. I'm winning an award this year, so I'm lucky enough able to go home because it's the trip when we go to West Virginia and Cincinnati.
Oh.
So I'm going to shoot home real fast to get honored for an award and then get there and to play our match.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll talk again. Rita Stubbs, head coach of your Arizona women's volleyball team again. First chance to see them at home will be the Red-Blue game coming up. That'll be a week from this Saturday. DK on the Sports Tip, one final segment to go. Casino del Sol replay. We'll see if we can sneak in. We're a little bit behind. I'll see maybe if I can sneak in the quarterback. If not, you'll hear from Noah Fafita tomorrow. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on Fives.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With collisions reported Valencia east of Mission, Craycroft north of Speedway, Mission and Drexel, and also Alvernon and 29th Street. And we do have that closure. Traffic on Grant Road east of Country Club closed for repairs to a damaged power pole. ADV overnight low 100 tomorrow and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. You know how some places have a secret menu? Well, this is not that menu. It's the Cantina menu, and it's only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
The monsoons are here, and so are all the pests. Let Weedco take care of all your pests. They're locally owned, locally operated, and locally trusted to stop pests, termites, rodents, mosquitoes, and weeds. Let Weedco be your shield this monsoon season. Visit weedco.services today.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. Saturday night, the Dodgers made it clear that they want to be the first team to three-peat since the 2000 Yankees, acquiring Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers. The Dodgers were already the favorites to win the World Series. Now the odds are down even further to a mere plus 150. The odds of Major League Baseball playing a full season in 2027 just went down as well. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the...
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Women of color are far more likely to get uterine fibroids, causing pain and bleeding that can make life a daily struggle. Women often suffer in silence or hear that surgery is the only option. It's not. Medicare, Medicaid, and insurance companies now cover uterine fibroid embolization and other less invasive treatments. No major surgery and quicker recovery. Ask your doctor about your options. For more information, visit radiologyhealthequity.org.
Furnished by the American College of Radiology and the Radiology Health Equity Coalition.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Two receivers right, tight end right, play fake. Fafita back, time, waits, fires, end zone, caught, touchdown, Arizona. And he threaded the needle on top of that. Had to place that perfectly, and there was Brandon Phillips to snag it for the TD.
Yeah, that was a laser. I mean, you saw that. That was a perfect description to threading the needle, because he threw that right. There was a very small window, and Noah threw an absolute laser.
Arizona Wildcats football.
Here comes the posse, and they sack him. Navy shirts everywhere. They are swarming tonight.
Your most in-depth coverage starts right now.
Caught, inbounds, touchdown Arizona.
This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah. Hoping to hear a lot of Brandon Phelps back. He's dealt with some injuries. Chris Hunter as well has dealt with some injuries. I talked to Chris kind of about his new regiment to try to get past what he's been dealing with this season. Love to see those two guys. I mean, it is going to be that's going to be one of the most fun battles of this camp is that wide receiver room. There are a ton of guys who could come out of it. Brandon Phelps, who's kind of been a sleeper the last few years. Chris Hunter, Trey Spivey, Gio Richardson, Isaiah Mazzell. I mean, there are some dudes in that wide receiver room. That is going to be a fun battle to watch those guys see who rises to the top and can be on the field, catching passes from this guy, your quarterback, Noah Fafita. We had a chance to catch up with Noah, and it is your Casino del Sol replay today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, so Noah, about that trip to New York and the church that we heard from Lyle Moyaval that helped you make your decision after a 4-8 season to stay and work with Seth Doege here at Arizona.
For me, it's just how great is our God. I mean, I didn't really go to New York for an answer. I went to New York to kind of get away, but I knew part of me, I wanted to go to that cathedral because my mom went to the cathedral the week before, and she kind of told me that there was an aura in there and there was like a feeling that she's never felt. So I knew it was on my checklist to kind of go in there and just start praying because at the end of the day, that's all I know. My grandfather's a prayer warrior. I walked into my grandfather's room the other day, and he was praying at 6 p.m. So that's all we know. So I went in there to pray with my girlfriend, and then I turned around and I saw the wreath, and for me, it was just a clear sign what God was trying to tell me.
Okay, so I've been to that cathedral. Take me through it. So you're standing there, you turn around. Where exactly was the wreath?
Yeah, so I was on the right side of the cathedral, kind of in the. It's kind of hard to explain, but like there's the main cathedral or like the main column, and then there's two columns on the side. So I was kind of on the right column, and there's a bunch of candles in front of me, and I was just praying in one of the aisles, in one of the rows, and then once I finished praying, me and my girl lit a candle, and then I turned around, and right there on like I think it was the first pillar, it was a wreath that said the Brennan family.
The Brennan family.
Yes, sir.
Like spelled out exactly.
Yes, sir.
The same.
Yes, sir.
But maybe it's not the same. I don't know. Maybe it's
no coincidence in God's kingdom.
There you go. How far back do you go with Quincy Craig?
Oh, that goes 9U, I think, 10U. We played in 10U. We beat them. We beat them 7-6. And I actually blocked. He was a field goal kicker, I think, and I blocked his field goal. So I've been talking to him about that forever.
Really?
Yes, sir.
How often does he bring up the fact that he swept you guys senior year?
I think that one holds a little more weight than a 10U victory for sure.
What's it been like, your relationship with Quincy?
It's been great. Like you said, we've kind of went through this journey together, and even if we were on the same team, we always had a respect for each other, and we always played against each other. And then once again, we played each other at the highest level in high school. So it's been great to see his journey, and we had a little different journey, but he's gone through his own hardships, and he's gone through his own kind of under recruiting. So to be able to see him and what he's been able to do up to this point and do last year, I'm excited to watch him this year.
Now, what are the chances you can recall either of the two losses to Mater Dei that senior year?
Oh, I can recall both. Yeah, I can recall both. Not in a good way though.
No? What do you remember other than the loss?
I remember the first game. It was a shootout, and to be honest, I thought that was a game. And then the lights went out. I remember the lights went out in the fourth quarter when we were down 9. And right when the lights came back on, I threw an interception to Xavier Brown that kind of ended the game. And I remember there was a confidence when we walked off the sideline, like, when we get these guys back, we're gonna beat them. And then you go to the state championship game when we got them again, and we get an interception on the first play. We end up scoring on the first drive to go up 7-0, and then they shut us down on defense.
What did T-Mac tell you is maybe the craziest thing he learned or experienced in his first year in the NFL?
That's a good question. I think everybody that knows T-Mac, everybody that's talked to T-Mac knows he's a generational talent. So for him, I just talked to him yesterday, but for him it's just football. Like he that's kind of his message. Football's football, and I think it's a little different for him because he is the best player on his team. He's been the best player on every team he's been on. So he was just kind of telling me that the corners and the safeties is literally just a game, and the game is the game. Even at the highest level, they're still playing with 11 on the field. They still got to cover him. They still got to stop him. And obviously, he proved last year that nobody can do that.
It's possible that in the next few days you're going to be able to add a couple players who are on last year's team. Ismail Mahdi, Max Harris. It's still a little bit up in the air, but it could happen. How would you feel about it if it did?
Oh, I would love it. I would love it. Those two specifically. I think that's out of our control, so we're not too worried about that. If it happens, it happens, and I'll tell you what, if it happens, it'll be great because obviously we know the talent that Ishmael brings, and he has a contagious personality, but then you talk about the leadership Max Harris brought last year. He's one of the reasons we were able to kind of do what we did because of his vocal leadership, because of the standard that he set. So if we could get those two back, it would be a great addition, and if we don't, then it's God's plan, and I think we have all we need.
If we were to go back to the 9U with Quincy,
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, that was your quarterback, Noah Fifita, talking a little bit today about his relationship with Quincy Craig. They went to rival high schools in Southern California, and St. Patrick's Cathedral. That's the church that he was in when he saw the Brennan Reef and said, that is a sign that I need to play. I need to come back and play another season at the University of Arizona. Have either of you ever been to the famed St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City?
I have not. I've never been to New York City at all.
At all?
So never been to the East Coast outside of Miami to see my grandfather.
Okay. I was there about a month ago in New York City, hanging around. I went and saw Live with Kelly and Mark.
That's right. You were talking about going up there for that show.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. And we got there just in time because apparently Kelly had gum graft surgery and is now off for 3 weeks. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 3. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With a collision that occurred Valencia east of Mission and some westbound slowing. Grant Road is closed east of Country Club. Grant closed east of Country Club. Repairs to a damaged power pole. You could use Glen or perhaps Pima as an alternate route. Looking at 80 as the overnight low and 100 for tomorrow, 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers. Arizona is where we live and work. Unlike many other law firms, Arizona is our home. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm. Call today at 1-800-THE-EAGLE. That's 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
14 teams believed, 12 were wrong. The Indoor Football League National Championship hits the Tucson Convention Center on Sunday, August 16th. It's football full throttle. The best players, the biggest hits, the only game that matters. Don't just hear about it, be a part of it. History will happen. Get your tickets now at IFLNationalChampionship.com or Ticketmaster. The IFL National Championship, Sunday, August 16th at the Tucson Convention Center.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Last week, New York was trading at 13% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $712 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Your old AC unit is the most expensive thing in your house this summer. Replace it now and get $1,000 off from Picture Rocks Cooling and up to $720 in rebates. Along with our 1-year money-back guarantee, that's the smartest move you'll make this summer. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, heating and plumbing.
American Red Cross inventories of the most needed blood types are days away from crisis levels. Help make sure patients receive life-saving medical treatments. Make your appointment to donate. Use the Blood Donor app. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
The day shuts down. The games light up. This is BetMGM Tonight on Westwood One Sports.